good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to mcscots.com. I'm Heath Dunkel alongside Scott Dunkel, bringing you the first game of the season for the Maryville College Scots as they host the Vikings of Berry College. We're up for an interesting battle today as the weather seems to be a factor and not ideal conditions to start the season.
Yes, Heath, it definitely does. It looks like a little rainy out there so far. Not just a light rain right now, about 63 degrees outside. You can definitely tell the field has absorbed a lot of moisture in it already. The crowd has the umbrellas up, and it looks like they're ready for a football game. We got a really nice crowd already here.
Absolutely a great crowd coming out today. And one of the big things about today as well is not only is it the first ball game of the season, but fans coming out in numbers and dressed in the same T-shirt across the board as we honor the late Brittany Johnson, a senior basketball player for the Maryville College Scots team that unfortunately passed away this week. And many fans rising up to the occasion and really doing everything they can to help purchasing T-shirts that will be donated. The funds will be donated to the family. Looks like so far they were able to raise around $10,000. So extremely incredible and just a great outpouring of love and support from the fans.
Yes, Heath, definitely. That is one thing about our area, East Tennessee, as well. A lot of people always willing to support when families are in need.
Absolutely. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Johnson family and also the rest of the Scots community that has been affected by this tragic loss. Another thing to talk about as well before we start the ball game, is something else that's really kind of hit near and dear to some Maryville College students and alumni, and that's Hurricane Harvey. Something that affected the Houston area. Currently, there's more than 40 current Maryville College students from the greater Houston area, and obviously countless Maryville College alumni, faculty, staff, and friends who also call Houston home. So right now, the college is selling design T-shirts to raise money for the Hurricane Harvey relief efforts. 100% of the proceeds will be donated to the American Red Cross. If you're unable to purchase a T-shirt or have that ability, Maryville College does recommend that you can also donate to nonprofit organizations, the American Red Cross, All Hands Volunteers, and Presbyterian Disaster Assistance, as all three are currently helping with those efforts as well. But as we get ready for the game at hand and all the players are starting to get ready to come onto the field, we take a look at each team, and we start off with Maryville College as the Fighting Scots, they come into the season at the top of the USA South Athletic Conference preseason football coaches poll. They're tied with the Huntington College Hawks to begin the season. Something at the end of the season was the same thing as the Scots and the Hawks both finished as last year's USA South champion. Unfortunately, Huntington near the end of the season won the head-to-head matchup, so they were the ones who earned the conference's automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament in a very close ball game as they were able to overcome Maryville 28-24. Maryville hopes to right that wrong this season and not only begin the season atop the polls, but end the season as well. Now, they are led by Coach Sean Hayes, and this is Coach Hayes' third season as the head coach of the football program. He was an assistant before then, but one of the impressive things about Coach Hayes is that he's had the best start for any football coach in the Scots 120 years with a 16-4 record, surpassing Steve Fickert's start of 15-3 in 1978 through 79. So he's off to a great start. It's something he hopes to continue. And the biggest thing is just continuing to build that tradition among the team. But as we look at Maryville College and they're starting to enter the field, the other school that you might want to know a little bit about is the Vikings of Berry College. And Scott, why don't you tell us a little bit about them?
Okay, yes, Berry College Vikings are coached by Tony Konchesky. He has an 18-21 overall record in the 4 years that he's been with Berry College. He is their only coach in Berry College history. Berry College located in Mount Berry, Georgia, 170 miles south of here. We welcome them up to the Maryville area. They won their first Southern Athletic Association championship last year. Coach Krzyzewski was the 2016 Coach of the Year. His defense was ranked number 3 in Division III in rushing, only allowing 66 yards per game. They are definitely a very stingy defense in that sense.
Absolutely. Coach Konchesky comes from, before he came to Berry College, he came from LaGrange College where he was an assistant coach. He was the defensive coordinator and head strength and conditioning coach at LaGrange College for 7 seasons. So knows a lot about the defense, and obviously that's carried over to the Vikings as he has done a great job on defense with them. And as you mentioned a minute ago, Scott, his defense last year was ranked number 3 in the nation in allowing rushing yards allowed at only 66 yards.
Right, Heath. Looks like we're lining up for the coin toss here as well at the moment. Um, Maryville and Berry out in the center of the field.
And as we look down at the captains when they're getting ready for the coin toss, we will start with Maryville College. It looks to be number 6, Frances Marshall. Number 70 for Maryville as well is on the field. So that's number 70, Jesse Benavidez Munoz, and also number 5, Eddie Burton, and then number 12, Adam Diggs. Scott, looks like Berry College's captains look to be, I believe that's number 46. That is Evan Breakspear. And then we will get those other 2 numbers to you in just a minute as we're trying to make those out. Unable to see those currently through the new uniforms of Maryville College this year. Maryville now sponsored by Adidas, and those uniforms are looking very nice as they are currently in the maroon, Berry in white. So Berry looks to have won the toss. They have elected to receive to start the ball game. Your other 2 captains for Berry College, that's number 34, Tyler Bertolini, and also number 9, Tristan Klein. So as we get ready to begin this ballgame, Scott, why don't you give us the starters for the Berry College offense?
Very well, Heath. Have starting at tight end, number 9, Tristan Klein. Number 54 at left tackle, Larson Evelyn. Number 70 at left guard, John Cody. Center is number 63, Nick McGee. Right guard is number 60, Antonio Brown. Right tackle is number 68, David Hathcock. Wide receivers are 16, Josh Bollick. Number 12, Mason Keeney. Number 83, Tony Cerisi. Quarterback is number 5, Slade Dale. And running back is number 21, Jacob Collins.
Back to kick for the Scots will be number 53, the 5'8", 165-pound freshman, Andrew Tanner. Back to receive for Maryville College, number 21, Jacob Collins, and also number 7, Austin Haight. It is beginning to rain again on the football field. This will be something we'll continue to keep you updated on, but certainly will have an effect on today's ball game. We'll have to do a really good job of continuing to try to do their best on the sidelines to keep rotating dry balls in and out of the football game. So hopefully they've brought a lot of towels because they're going to need them.
Definitely, Heath. And I noticed also watching the flags, they are really starting to get quite active there. So the wind may play a big part in this as well.
So the kickoff is received and brought to around the 33-yard line, and finally brought down is number 21 of Berry College. That is Jacob Collins. And that is where the Vikings will begin their first offensive series.
Very good run by the returner here, as it looks like Berry College is getting ready.
So starting quarterback for Berry will be number 5, Slade Dale, as he will hand it off to Collins up the middle. Collins is going to gain a few on the play, and he'll be brought down. It's 2nd and 7.
Good stop by Maryville College. Looks like one of our players here has lost his helmet, indicating to the sideline that there was a hand to the face, but referees didn't see this.
So the Vikings get the call from the sidelines as Dale continues to get his players ready. We have the pistol formation with Collins behind him. He's going to drop back, look down the field, fire it, and complete across the middle, and it will be a first down. That pass was completed to number, I believe, 83. That's going to be Trey Cerisi, the 6'2", 178-pound senior for the Vikings.
Very good tackle on that, and is brought down by number 7 for Maryville, Mitchell Bailey, playing in a cornerback position today.
So again, in the pistol formation is Dale, and he'll hand it up the middle to Collins. Collins finds some room to run. He's going to get very close to another Vikings first down. Looks to be about 2 yards away, so it will be 2nd and 2.
Does a very good run on his part, Heath. A lot of push, got 8 yards on that. Offensive line for Berry College looks like had good traction, was able to push Maryville back on that.
So now there's going to be 2 in the backfield with Dale. Number 9, Tristan Klein, and then also number 21, Collins. He'll pitch it out to Dale on the left side. Collins is going to have some room to run, and then he's going to finally get pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up a Viking first down. A little bit of chatter on the sidelines there, but the ref's able to get in the middle of it, separate the two, and now Maryville will start to rotate some players in on defense.
Definitely a good run on number 21's part. Getting around the corner, Maryville was definitely in pursuit. Just could not quite catch up to him. Frances Marshall looked like he almost had him, but just could not catch up to him.
This time they'll hand the ball up the middle to number 1. That is junior running back C.J. Stone. And Stone getting very close to another Vikings first down. So right now, the Vikings having a lot of success running the football against this Maryville College defense.
True, Heath, very true. They're just pushing him back and running right at him. Again, I really think some of this wet surface is playing a little bit of Maryville's part, just not getting a good traction on here.
Well, they're going to hand the ball up the middle again to Stone, and Stone's going to wiggle and jive and then dive and find his way for a Vikings first down, and picks up a few more yards after that first down. That's going to move the football down past the 30, past the 25, looks to be around the 22-yard line. So 22 yards away from the end zone now with 12:16 left to play here in the first quarter. Knotted up at 0. This is the first offensive drive of the ball game, and the Vikings have the ball. They're going to turn in a quick hitch route to the side. That ball's going to be completed to number 12, Mason Kinsey. Kinsey looks to be finally brought down on the sidelines, and it's going to be 2nd and about 4.
Very good quick pass. Number 16, though, with Berry College, they had a really good block on the defender to get him before he could get to the receiver and stop that.
He's going to fire it again outside to Collins, and Collins is going to find some room to run. So right now, the defense really kind of on their heels in this ball game to start the game. And Scott, you mentioned it a minute ago. Obviously, the weather may be playing a little bit of a factor here, as it's really having some trouble gaining some traction on the defense and really being able to just dig their feet in and drive. And right now, this Viking offense looks very impressive.
Yes, they do, Heath. They have a very good offensive line, and they're definitely putting it to their advantage here.
So trips to the right, one receiver to the left, one receiver to the right. They're going to turn on another screen and fire the ball outside. That's going to be complete to Kinsey, and Kinsey's going to get very close to the end zone. Looks to be stopped maybe around the 1-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Vikings. And the ball up the middle to Collins, and Collins lowers his head and just continues to keep the feet churning, and he will find himself in the end zone for the Vikings in the first touchdown of the ball game.
Yes, it was a very good push off. He got in, dug in behind his blockers, just dug his feet and worked himself right into the end zone there for a score for Berry College.
So on the first drive of the football game, the Vikings take it down the field and put it in the end zone. And now getting ready for the extra point back to kick is number 30, Trey Gregory. The snap down looks good. The kick is up. It looks good as well. And the extra point for the Vikings is up and doing, as now Berry begins the football game 7-0 over Maryville. So 11:04 left to play here in the first quarter. It's 7-0 in favor of the Vikings. So now it's Maryville College's turn to respond.
Right, Heath. And Maryville, we're going to see what kind of offense they have this year. Again, you always have first game jitters a little bit. So Berry College looked like they were very composed in this. They just pushed Maryville back. As you can see, part of the field is already having a little bit of an issue. So I think that is to the advantage of the offense because they're already getting a push on the line. So now we get to see what our Maryville Scots can do here.
Absolutely. So certainly looking forward to seeing Maryville's first offensive drive of the season. Maryville under the direction of a new quarterback this year. That's 6 foot, 200-pound junior Adam Diggs. He replaces the stellar and impressive quarterback from Maryville over the past few seasons, Nick Myers. Certainly be missed, but excited to see what Diggs can bring to the table. Back to receive for the Scots. That will be number 1, Ethan Williams, and also number, I believe, 14 in the backfield are back to receive, and that is Clayton Ogle. Kicking the football for Berry College will be number 30, Trey Gregory. Kick is up, kick is deep, and it looks like it's going to be fielded in the end zone, and they're going to bring it out. He's going to get around to the 25. He's going to keep churning, and he finally gets brought down. But what an impressive return. And that's actually a freshman for this Maryville College team. 5'8", 165-pound freshman, Clayton Ogle. And that kid's got a little bit of speed.
Yes, he does, Heath. That was an excellent run. A lot of quick cuts. Got hit, spun out of the hit, tried to drive, just couldn't get past that last defender there.
Now Adam Diggs at quarterback. He's going to turn and hand the football off to Elijah Chenier. Chenier around the outside, lowers the boom, gets past the 30, and he will get around brought down at the 31, and it'll be second and about 3 remaining here on between the sticks. So now Adam Diggs in the shotgun. Maryville's going to continue to move fast throughout this ball game. So Diggs in the shotgun formation with Chenier to his left. 2 receivers to the right and to the left. Diggs will bring 1 receiver from the right inside. He's going to turn, fake the handoff to Chenier, and roll outside, and the ball is going to be complete. A juke and a jive, and he gets around the defender, able to gain a few more yards as number 82 of Maryville College. That is Donovan Lewis. Lewis, a 5'8", 155-pound freshman from Spring, Texas. So now Maryville changes up, went from the shotgun formation in their last play now to the pistol. So you've got Adam Diggs in the backfield with Chenier right behind him. He's going to turn and fire it off quick to the outside on a little bubble route there. And that's going to be complete to number 13, and that is Jordan Ligon.
Yes, good quick pass, kind of keep the defense on their toes a little bit. They had already made a good pass over here just a few minutes ago, and then turned around and caught him on the other side. Just kind of testing. Looks like they're testing the waters, kind of checking on their corner, see how deep they're going to play him here.
So 2 receivers to the right and to the left for Diggs. Has Chenier behind him. He's going to bring a man in motion to the left side now. He's going to hand it off to Chenier. Chenier looks, has a little bit of running room, but it closes up quickly. He'll maybe gain 1 on the play, but then brought down quickly by a host of Vikings.
Yes, it looked like he just got past the line of scrimmage there, Heath, and met a wall, and just could not quite break through that wall, but a good move and got a couple of yards out of it.
Diggs is going to bring number 11, Michael Smith, in motion, bring him to the inside. And now they're going to stop, turn, and take a look back at the coaches as they're going to change things up after taking a look at what the defense gives them. He's going to move Chenier from the left-hand side to the right now behind him. He's going to get the snap. He's going to fake the handoff and roll out to the right. That ball's going to be completed, but no gain. He's actually going to lose a yard on the play is Michael Smith.
That was a good play on the defensive side. The linebacker stayed back where he was supposed to be, had a receiver cut back towards the inside instead of trying to challenge the 2 defenders on the outside. I think he might have gotten a little bit further down there. Instead, they caught him and dropped him really fast, pretty much for no gain on that one.
So it started off a really fast-moving was stalled around the 42-yard line, so now they will be forced to punt the football.
And back for Maryville is Kenneth Home, our punter.
Punt's going to be up, and a nice little spiral there. It's going to get around the 20 and take a Maryville College roll down to the near the 15-yard line, and that is where it will be placed, and where Berry will take over on their second offensive drive. So on the first offensive drive of the game, the Vikings were able to take the football, drive it all the way down the field, and put it in the end zone. Maryville College gets the football, unable to really do much once they got near the 50-yard line. So now Berry takes over on their second offensive drive. And what do you expect right here?
I'd like to see where Maryville's made a few adjustments. Berry liked to run it up the middle a lot. They didn't pass really much of any last time. Number 21 again is an excellent runner, and it looks like they're continuing to use him as he just ran for about 2 yards off the right tackle on that play right there.
So that time they run the football to Jacob Collins around the right side, and he gets no gain on the play as he is brought down by the junior defensive back Eddie Burton. A great read by Burton, who steps up and makes an excellent tackle. So it's 2nd and 10. Dale will drop back. He'll look across the middle, sees nothing. Has a little bit of pressure, tries to escape, but nothing doing as he is brought down by number 94, Ja'Cory Jackson.
Yes, Heath, and that was an excellent play by Jackson. He stayed with the blocker, kept his eye on the quarterback. The quarterback stepped up, and when he stepped up, he stepped right to him, grabbed him, and dropped him right there.
Yeah, so far, some key plays we've seen in this football game have been from freshmen from this Maryville College team. Ja'Cory Jackson, a 6'2", 230-pound freshman defensive lineman from Spring, Texas. Dell in the shotgun. He's going to drop back, but it looks like there's going to be a flag on the play before the play can get off.
False start, Heath. Number 21 looked like the running back was just a little happy to anticipate that play, try to get it started a little early, didn't quite wait for the snap though.
So a little excitement from the offense. One of the things we talked about before the ball game, Scott, you mentioned it earlier, is just the fact that, first game of the season, a little bit of jitters from both sides. We're very excited at this point. Obviously a great fast start for this offense. So players are just really kind of amped up and ready to get things going again. This time they hand it on the right side to Collins. He's going to bounce it outside, but Maryville swarms quickly, and the Scots bring him down.
Yes, they do, Heath. And on that one, it was Markel Kea, and number 9 was...
So actually number 9 looks like that seems to be Jawan Hill for Maryville, that able to come in and help make the tackle. So now Berry will be forced on their first punt of the ball game, and they'll be kicking to number 1, Ethan Williams, who's standing at the 50, waiting to receive. The kick is up, and Williams getting under it, having some time and some room to run. This is some good blocks from Maryville. He goes up the middle. He starts to bounce it outside to the left. His speed is going to get him very close to the end zone. He's finally brought down, but man, I thought that was going to be 6.
Yes, I did too, Heath, and the defender just got his hands on him right around, it looks like maybe around the 5 or 6 yard line. Looking for the spot, looks like they did give him to the 6 and just did get him up there on the sideline. That was a tremendous run right there.
Yeah, Ethan Williams, an impressive young man. Got an opportunity to interview him before the season. Extremely excited about what he has coming into this year. A junior defensive back for Maryville, but he does more than that. He does a lot for them on special teams. You see it right there. And he told me his superhero that he would love to be is Spider-Man.
Oh, nice.
So just a fun little fact there by Ethan Williams, but such a great young man. Actually, the 5th player in Maryville College history to be named a preseason All-American by D3Football.com. So a prestigious honor, and certainly one that he deserved.
Oh, yes. Looks like Maryville has called timeout, Heath. Looks like they had a couple of miscommunications with who needed to be out on the field. One of them, unfortunately, was the center, which is a very needed position for the start of the play here. So Maryville College looked like they were running out of time on the play clock, was forced to call timeout.
Well, and these are the mistakes that you're going to see early in the season. You know, just really not on the same page. Some of the kinks you going to have to work out. You really hope you're able to work those out kind of early in the fall before the season starts, but most of the time that just unfortunately doesn't happen.
Very true. Looks like we're getting back out here, and Maryville's on the 6-yard line at the time.
So 5:35 left to play here in the first quarter. Berry leads Maryville College 7-0. But Maryville very close to the end zone after an impressive punt return by Ethan Williams. Ball is on the 6-yard line. So Diggs will be in the pistol with Chenier to his right behind him. He's going to bring a man in motion. He's going to turn, hand the ball off to Chenier. Chenier tries to find some room to run, gets the feet churning. He may gain 2 on the play. It'll be second down.
Good hard run right there. Maryville still really pushing into that interior of Berry College.
So now Diggs has Chenier behind him to the left. He has one receiver to the left, 2 to the right. He's going to bring a man in motion, bring him near to the inside of the line. He's going to turn, hand it off to Chenier. That gives him an extra blocker, but Chenier has to cut it back because there's a wall on the right side. He's not going to get very far. He may gain another 1 or 2. It's going to be third and short. They're getting very close to the end zone, and you really want to try to punch it in here. I mean, a field goal would be great. It's still early in the ball game, but you really want to respond to that touchdown Berry put on the board at the beginning of the game.
Yes, you do, Heath. In Maryville again, going to the ground game, trying to pound that ball in, just quite not getting that push that they need at the moment, but we still got another couple of plays here we can get it in.
So Diggs drops back and he throws it up in the air, and it's about a one-on-one for wide receiver of Maryville Max Siegel. Siegel jumps up, but he is unable to bring down the football as the defensive back gets his hand in and knocks it out. It's going to bring up fourth down, and so now the field goal unit is on.
Well, good play, good attempt, good thought. Austin Hytho with Berry College was just able to get turned around and get his hands in the way. So it looks like we're settling for a field goal here from number 41 with Maryville, Ian Hubbs. And straight through, it looks like we've got on the board, Heath.
So the first point's on the board for Maryville College to begin the game. So now with 4:18 remaining in the first, it's Berry 7, Maryville 3. But again, we talked about it a minute ago, Scott, and this is the thing here is you really would have liked to have seen a touchdown there. Obviously, it's early. Field goal is still points. You're going to take it. But, man, I mean, just a fantastic punt return by Ethan Williams. He gets you all the way down, very close to that end zone, and then you're just unable to convert. Definitely something that might be a little concerning to this offense. You really want to work on that. It's early, so you still got a lot of time. But, I mean, that would have been such a huge momentum shift if you'd have been able to put that in the end zone.
Very much so, Heath. And something we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, too, was the fact that Berry College last year gave up 66 yards per game, very stingy rushing defense, and that seems to be what Maryville's stuck on right now is trying to run the ball and push on Berry. We obviously, this defense seems to be very similar to last year's and very stingy in giving up any yardage at this time.
Yeah, you have Adam Diggs, a new quarterback in the offense this season, so they're really trying to rely more on the veteran leadership of Chenier and running the football. We'll see if they let Diggs let it loose a little bit further down the field later on in the ball game. But this time the ball is returned for Berry by Collins. Collins is going to get past the 20, past the 25, and then he will be brought down near the 29-yard line, and that is where Berry will start their third offensive drive of the game. So the first drive for Berry, they were able to take it straight down the field, put it in the end zone. Second one, Maryville tightened up the defense a little bit, was able to get them to punt the football. And now the third drive. We'll see what this produces for the Vikings. He's going to hand the ball off to Collins around the right side. He bounces it to the outside, but he is met by 2 defenders of the Scots.
Yes, and looks like number 35, Christopher McKenzie, was able to get to him very quickly and slow him down and take him to the ground there.
So second and 8, 31-yard line. Slade Dale at quarterback. He's going to turn. He's going to fake the pitch to the left. He's going to take it himself around the right side. Maryville wasn't expecting it, and a beautiful run by Dale as he gets past the first down markers and a little bit more and finally brought it out of bounds at the 45-yard line. What a fake by Slade Dale.
Yes, it was, Heath. A very good run. Got his hands up, tried to fight off the defender, and got him actually a couple extra yards in doing so.
Yes, Slade Dale, not a very tall quarterback, only 5'10", 181-pound junior from Ringgold, Georgia. But an impressive runner thus far. As in the backfield with him now, on 1st and 10 is Collins. He's going to drop back, look down the field, see nothing. He's going to try to escape the pressure, but he won't as he's brought down in the backfield. And as one of my dear friends likes to say, you might as well put him in a bag because he's sacked.
Oh, yes, definitely. That was a really good push by Maryville right there. Really, basically the whole interior line of the defense got in there, brought him down as a unit. Something you definitely want to see, being able to show that Berry College, that the Maryville defensive line is starting to tighten up a little bit better.
And a sack made by number 6, Frances Marshall, the junior linebacker. This time Dale drops back, sees nothing. He decides to take it upon himself and run the football. He's going to get it back close to the original line of scrimmage, so about a 10-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 10. Maryville starts to rotate some more as they'll bring in more defensive line. Continuing to try to keep that up front very nice and fresh. It was something early in the ball game they struggled with because of the weather, but they're starting to be able to find some footing in the ground now, and now they're just continuing to rotate to try to wear this offense down.
Yes, they are. And a good push again, giving the quarterback no options but to run the ball. The back area of the Maryville defense is doing an excellent job staying with these receivers.
Dell drops back. He's going to have to get it off quick. That pass is complete. And he gets away for the first defender. He'll get past another in an excellent run by number 83. That's Trey Cerisi. Cerisi, a 6'2 senior wide receiver from Jacksonville, Florida. Cerisi had a man on him and looked to have been brought down after only a gain of 3, but kind of extends the arm, a little bit of a stiff arm there, shoves the defender out of his way, and then just turns the jets on, gets to the outside. An impressive run.
Yes, it was, Heath. It looked like he did have a burst of speed there going through, and just got around the edge up there. It looks like we have an official timeout at the moment here. Looks like they're going to measure the stick here and see whether or not he actually got the first down or not.
So it looks like they are getting everyone ready to bring out the measurement. Coaches on the Vikings sideline, they're wondering what's going on. They're saying, hey, looks pretty clear to me, looks to be a first down. But the refs seem to differ as they're going to actually say it's 4th down, 4th and short. They're not even going to bring the chains out.
No, they're not. Looks like the marker from the angle we have here is just on the other side of the white line. The ball is on the opposite side. So just barely.
So 4th and inches as we are around the 45-yard line, and the Vikings look to be going for it. So we got to stop and play for just a minute. Looks like the refs need to get everybody lined up correctly, and they are ready now. So here we go. Dell looks to the sidelines, gets the call from the coaches. He's going to be joined in the backfield to his left by Jacob Collins. He's going to hand it off to Collins. Collins up the middle. He keeps the feet churning, and he's going to get just enough for a Vikings first down.
Yes, he did. He looked like he got hit at the line, spun, and was able to spin into a little bit of a hole just enough that he could get him at least 1 more yard, 2 yards, it looks like is what they're going to give him, and get that first down.
So a great run by Collins as the line's able to get just enough of a push to help him to find a hole and find a seam and get a first down. So now 1st and 10, ball on the 43. Dale with the snap. He'll hand it off to Collins again. Collins shakes 1, he shakes 2. Finally brought down by the 3rd after picking up a gain of 3.
A very good tackle on Maryville there, or holding him down. And it looks like Trey Melton was the one that brought him down. He's got his arms around him, wrapped him up, and took him to the ground.
sidelines for just a minute as it is the end of the first quarter. Your score here at Maryville College, it is Berry College 7, Maryville College 3. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will begin the second quarter of action. Now we begin the second quarter of action as Berry leads 7-3 over Maryville. Berry on offense as Dell drops back and decides to take it himself around the left-hand side. He'll find some success and finally be brought down. That'll bring up third down, but it looks like there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, the back judge tossed one out right around the 41, 42-yard line, looking to get an indication of what he's going to let us know what happened here.
Maybe a holding call.
Good call right there, Heath. It looks like holding on number 4. We're going to back it up about 10 yards from the mark of the foul. Should make that second down and 18, it looks like, for Berry College here.
So that penalty was on number 4, senior running back Austin Lowe, as he was trying to give Dell some room to run. Unfortunately, didn't do it correctly, and so it was a holding call. It'll move on backwards. Second and 18. As Dale is by himself now in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. He'll drop back and look down the field. He'll try to fire it quickly, but unfortunately just unable to get enough arm strength under that.
No, it looked like he might have slipped as he was throwing, because he basically threw that one right into the ground at the receiver's foot or feet. Not even a good pass, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing you're going to have to look out for as well as a quarterback in today's ballgame. Is just because the conditions are so wet and slippery, that ball is going to be really difficult to throw. And we see it right there from Dale as it did fall incomplete. So third and long. Dale will drop back and look to heave it down the field, and that one's beautiful. And it looks like he brought it down.
He did, but I have a question: if they'll call it either incomplete or a penalty. I'm not sure. The referee threw his hat down right around the 22-yard line. So wasn't really sure here. Is he saying the defender pushed the receiver out or the receiver stepped out on his own?
Well, either way, I mean, they're going to call it complete, and that's going to be complete to number 13. That is Steven Winston. He's a freshman, and what a play. He dives out one-handed and brings that ball in. That was incredible.
Yes, that was, and to keep his composure as he was knocked out of bounds as well. Very good.
So Dale decides to call his own number as he'll take it up the middle, and he's going to be upended after he gains a few. It'll be second and about 7.
Yeah, that was hard to tell, Heath, on that play a minute ago, whether that was actually his or if it was kind of more of a busted play, because he kind of looked in his run like somebody wasn't there.
And so maybe a missed play call there, or maybe someone misread the play. Dale this time decides to drop back and fire it across the middle, but hands come up from the defensive line, and they'll bat it away. It'll bring up third and 6.
Another pass again that Maryville or the Berry quarterback is throwing low that had no real trajectory on it. It just kind of was like head level when he threw it, so easy to bat down at that point.
Absolutely. So it's 3rd and 6, ball on the 9-yard line for the Vikings with 13:32 remaining here in the second quarter. Vikings lead 7-3. Dale fakes the handoff and fires it across the middle on a slant, but it's going to be incomplete as in comes the hands of the Maryville College defensive back.
And that was Joe Eden. Looks like
So for Maryville College, it
sorry.
looks like it was number 19, Pierre Chadwick, the junior defensive back, who was able to come in and strip the ball loose from the wide receiver. It'll bring up 4th down, and Barry will look to kick a field goal.
You have very good hands there. Very quick pass by Dale trying to catch the receiver cutting across the middle there, and Maryville College defender was able to get his hands in the way, and definitely a good stop right here from Maryville. Very important one, I think.
And so that field goal is up. That field goal is good, and Barry now extends their lead back out to 7. So it's 10-3, Barry College. And that last play there, a great throw by Dale. He's been struggling a little bit with his arm tonight or today, and some of that's really been because of the weather and just the footing he's had of stepping into throws. But a really good slant route throw right there. Unfortunately for him, it was an even better play by Chadwick.
Yes, it was. And another thing and it's like the 3 passes that he's thrown in this drive, all of them were about waist high or lower. And the same thing on that one there that was broken up. So, again, great stop by the Maryville defense, holding them to just 3 points right here. Now time for Maryville's offense to kick in, and let's get this game tied up.
So Maryville still looking for their offense to really come alive today, as they've only been able to produce 3 points so far up until now with 13:25 remaining here in the second quarter. Barry leads Maryville 10-3.
Looks like Berry College is ready to get this kicked off. Number 30 is Trey Gregory back for Maryville College to kick off here.
We talk about the offense trying to get things going, Scott. So far today, Barry 142 yards of offense, Maryville 26. So kick return is fielded by Ethan Williams, and Williams just really trying to be patient, but unfortunately it doesn't pay off because there's no room to run. Barry gets back quickly and slams him to the turf.
Yes, it looked like a lot of just some miscommunication on the receiving. We had 2 receivers back there standing side by side when the ball arrived, and he finally took the ball and started to run, but by then most of the momentum for him was already gone. Barry was already pretty much down the field at that point, and just basically a swarm of Vikings, I guess, all
Maybe
over.
a clan of Vikings.
Clan, thank you. Much better, much better.
So now Diggs decides to take it himself around the left side. And he's going to get a yard on the play, and that was actually another player in the ballgame now for Maryville. That's the freshman quarterback, number 1, Kane Adamson.
And we also have a flag on the play, Heath. Chop block on Maryville. And Maryville looks like Heath will be backed up half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, so a personal foul on Maryville College, a chop block on the offense, and that's going to move them back. And just when you were hoping to really start getting some momentum going, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot.
Yes, it definitely doesn't help right there. Looks like we're now at the 10-yard line. And looks like about 1st and 18 now.
So Adamson in at quarterback. He's going to drop back and fire it quickly to the right side, and a little bit of room to run by number 34 of Maryville College. That's Keshawn Decker.
It was a good throw, good catch by Decker, good burst of speed. Berry College defensive backs have some good speed as they were able to converge on him quickly, but we almost got back what we lost in that penalty.
Yeah, a good pass, but an even better run by Decker, a freshman running back. So rotating some freshmen in on this offense is the Scots, as Adamson still in at quarterback, Decker behind him at running back, as Diggs and Chenier on the sidelines. They're going to look over and get the play call from the coordinator. He's going to move Decker over to his left. And Adamson's going to drop back and fire it across the middle. It's going to be bobbled and then finally brought down by number 6, Max Siegel. But Siegel taking too long to come down with that football.
He did. Looked like he was bobbling it, and the time that he was able to corral the ball back was hit very hard by the Berry defense. But we did get another yard, but now we're at 3rd and 10, Heath.
So 3rd and 10 for the Scots. And still Adamson and Decker in the backfield. Adamson's firing it across the middle, and it's complete. And that's going to be a Maryville College first down. So digging themselves out of a hole there and bringing a first down. An impressive throw by the freshman quarterback.
Yes, it was, catching Michael Smith up the middle. Smith got 10 yards on the run there, or actually 11, just enough to get us to that first down. And Maryville College is now back a little out of danger from their goal line.
So fake by Adamson. He'll fire it across the middle, and it's complete again. And again, making the play is Michael Smith.
Yes, it was, and they're going to credit him with the catch. He was right there on the sideline, was very concerned as to how he came down, whether or not he got his foot in. Referee says he did. Looks like another first down for Maryville College.
Well, the coach must know something that we don't know, because Diggs and Chenier are out of the ballgame, but they bring in the freshmen and a little bit of life on offense.
And it looks like we have an official timeout from the sideline over on the Berry side. Maybe a equipment issue here from.
Yeah, it looks like they're fixing the chains. A little bit of issues there with those and getting those set up. So they do get that underway, and they say play is ready to continue. So Adamson, the freshman quarterback, Kane Adamson, still in the ball game. And he's got another running back in the game now as he hands it off up the middle. And that's going to be to number 25 for Maryville. That is Chase Christmas.
Very good run by Christmas there. He got up through there and was tackled by Kevin Greer with Berry. Came up from his safety spot and was able to stop him, but not before a good gain of about 7 yards there.
So Adamson with the snap, hand off to fake to Christmas, excuse me. He goes around the right side, and look at the speed by the freshman quarterback as he gets around, gets a first down, gets past the 35, near the 30, and brought down. So it'll be about the 31-yard line, but it'll be a 1st and 10 for Maryville.
Well, Heath, as you just showed here, not only were you fooled by the play, so was the Berry defense. He was able to get around. Finally, a corner was able to catch up to him, but a beautiful run right there.
Adamson gets the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look down the field. He's going to fire. It's going to be complete. And he's going to get around the defender. And Max Siegel is in the end zone. Touchdown, Scots.
Very good play right there. Good pass. Good catch. The receiver being able to keep his feet when the Berry defender had swatted at him, kind of knocked him off balance. Kind of backed himself pretty much into the end zone. But again, touchdown Maryville College. Great job.
Who knew that replacing your junior quarterback and running back with 2 freshmen would ignite this offense and move them down the field and finally put the first touchdown on the board for the Scots?
Sometimes that's what you need, just a little bit of a wake-up call to kind of let the upperclassmen know, hey, we got guys here ready to play. So now we've got a tie ball game, hey?
That's right, tie ball game as Hubbs' kick is up and good. So now your score with 10:08 remaining in the second quarter. Maryville and Berry knotted up at 10. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and when we come back, the kickoff here in the second quarter. now kickoff from Maryville College as freshman Andrew Tanner will kick the football off, and that's going to be a little short. It's going to be fielded around the 10 is Collins. Collins is going to have to bounce around to the left side, finally cut it up the middle of the football field. He'll be brought down around the 22.
Good run by Collins, but an even better stop by Maryville College. The defenders got there and are starting to really wrap him up better. It seems like in the first drive of the game, we could not stop this kid, and now all of a sudden we're starting to get some hands around him and bringing him down.
Well, Berry decides to mix things up a little bit as well, as they have a new quarterback and running back in the game, and they're going to hand the ball up the middle to number 4. That is Austin Lowe.
Well, definitely a very good stop by the Maryville defense here. Hopefully they won't have the success that we had changing up, and we're going to stop them right here. That's our goal.
Yeah, Berry tries to answer with their own youth movement, and right now it's 2nd and 10. And dropping back for Berry College and nothing doing there is number 6, and he loses the football, and Maryville falls on it. Looks like the quarterback thought he was down, but it looks like some of the referees are saying, no, that was indeed a fumble. It is Maryville College football. So quarterback for Berry, Tate Adcock, had come in the ballgame. He dropped back, saw nothing, stepped up into the pocket. Maryville able to sling him down, but as they do, he loses the football. The Scots fall on it, and now that's where they'll take over. And now Maryville going back to some traditional offenses. They'll bring back in Diggs at quarterback and Chenier at running back.
Excellent play by Frances Marshall on bringing him down. Looked like the ball did come loose, and now Maryville is running.
He'll fire it down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. Wide open was number 86 of Maryville. That is Jalen Jackson. Unfortunately, when he goes up to catch it, his left foot goes backwards a little bit and steps out of bounds.
Yes, he landed right on the sideline marker. Very easy to see. Referee had a good view of it. Good call by the referee there.
Absolutely. Got to know where you're out on the field at all times. Wide open, but you've got to pay attention to where you're at to make sure you keep those feet in bounds. So 2nd and 10. Diggs will now hand it off to Chenier. Chenier sees nothing on the left. He cuts it back up the middle, and really not much doing there either. Maybe a gain of 1.
Well, definitely interesting that we brought back in the first unit again after the way we drove the ball last time, and now we're starting to stall here again. Let's see if Maryville can get this 3rd down here with 9 yards to go.
So 3rd and 9. 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right for the Scots. Chenier will move from right to left in the shotgun formation of Diggs. Berry mixing some things up front. Diggs is going to have to make a read. He steps in the pocket, sees nothing. Goes around to the right, and he'll throw it outside to Chenier. Chenier breaks 1 tackle, breaks another. Gets very close to the end zone, but finally brought down around the 3, and a big 1st down for Chenier.
Yes, definitely a very good run by Chenier here, and it looks like Neil Pavo, number 24 for Berry, was able to corral him and basically ride him out of bounds there, saving a touchdown, but Maryville's back at the 6-yard line, 6-yard line with 1st and goal.
So in the backfield now is Christmas to the left of Diggs, and now he moves to the right as Diggs hands the football off. He rolls with the line as they slide to the right. He tries to get through, but I don't think he's going to get much there. It'll bring up 2nd down.
No, a very good stop again by the Berry defense. Keep saying this, even though it's still early in the game, Berry has a very good defense, carry over from last year. Trying to run the ball here, even in short yardage for a touchdown, can still be a little tricky.
Absolutely. So 2nd and 6. Diggs is going to bring a man in motion, bring him close to the line. Hopefully that'll help set up a block. Now he's going to roll out to his right. Doesn't see anything, decides to keep it himself. Breaks 1 tackle and finds himself in the end zone. So Diggs finds his way for a Maryville College touchdown, and their 2nd touchdown of the game, and momentum is shifting completely to the Scots.
Yes, it is, Heath. Excellent run by Diggs right there. Looked like he was going to make a quick pass into the end zone. Saw his receiver was covered. Saw the defender didn't quite have the angle on him. Was able to angle his run for the corner in the pylon there at the end zone and brought it in for a touchdown.
So great read by the quarterback, calling his own number there. So the touchdown, and now the extra point is up, and the extra point is good. So what began a 7-0 ball game by Barry, Maryville has stormed their way back, and now they lead 17-10 with 7:30 remaining here in the second quarter. We'll take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back to bring you the Maryville College kickoff. Maryville gets ready for the kickoff. Back to kick for Maryville will be number 53, Andrew Tanner.
Looks like back for the Berry College Vikings here is 21 Collins and number 7 Caden Johnston. So he's kicked back to Collins. Collins is taken from about the 9-yard line and quickly wrapped up at the 20-yard line by a host of Scots. Very good play on Maryville College's side. Looks like Berry College is starting 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Berry College. We'll see who comes in at quarterback this time as they tried to switch things up on the last offensive drive. It didn't work out as number 6, Tate Adcock, on his second play on offense, fumbled the football and turned it over. So they will bring back in the veterans as number 5, Dell, back in the ball game. He'll hand the ball up the middle for a gain of 1.
Good stop there by Joyce for Maryville. Holding down to just a 1-yard gain for Collins.
So Dell's going to turn to his right, and he's going to fire it out quickly. But again, just a little bit inaccurate as it's low and to the outside. It'll be incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, he still seems to be having problems with that throw. And so far, that's been good for Maryville College. Concentrate a little bit more on the run on him.
So now Dell will drop back. Doesn't see anything. Is going to have to escape the pressure. He'll get out to the left side, and he'll finally fire it up, and it's almost intercepted by the preseason All-American, Ethan Williams, and you know he's frustrated about that.
Oh, yes, Heath. It looked like he had it right in his hands and just went right through him. But a good breakup of the pass. At least that stops Berry on that one. And Berry College looks like they had a holding call, number 54, and Maryville obviously has declined that penalty right there, Heath. So it looks like now we have 4th down and 8. Berry's going to punt for us.
Back to punt for Berry is number 38, Will Kenworthy. Kenworthy, a 6', 183-pound junior punter from Norcross, Georgia.
And Ethan Williams, number 1 for Maryville College, is back to receive. See if we can get something exciting going again here.
On a high snap, and it's blocked and picked up by Maryville, and it's going to be super close to that end zone. It was recovered by number, it looks like 13 of Maryville.
Yes, it was, Heath. Jordan Ligon.
Jordan Ligon.
I didn't quite catch the number of the one that blocked it from Maryville, but Ligon was right there waiting on it, pounced on the ball as soon as it hit the turf. Great play from Maryville. It was a high snap, though, and really caused to slow down the timing of the punter for Berry.
may not see it in the film or not, but on the sidelines right now, Ethan Williams doing some push-ups, just kind of getting on to himself for missing that interception. I know he was really looking forward to that punt return, but he'll take it with an excellent block by the Scots in great field position to put their next touchdown on the board. So they handed up the middle to Chenier. He's going to get awfully close and looks like maybe just short of a touchdown as they're trying to review and see where he's down at.
Yes, Heath, a good run up the middle. There was a good hole, got a couple of yards on that. A little closer. Looks like we're now down to the 2-yard line.
So second and goal for Maryville. They'll bring Max Siegel in to help with the block, and they'll hand it off to Chenier. Chenier up the middle.
And he met a wall. No, looks like he was able, Heath. Got in there. Referees are saying touchdown. All right.
Yeah, met a wall, but found a crack and slipped through it, and a touchdown that time by Elijah Chenier. So it's right now, it's all Maryville College as the Scots have all the momentum. They've just continued to ramp it up here in the second quarter. It's been extremely impressive, and now they are waiting the extra point is back to kick for Maryville, number 41 in Hubs. And a good snap, it's down, kick is up, a little short of a line drive, but it's gonna go through and in, and it is now Maryville 24, Berry 10. So 6:14 left to play here in the second quarter. We'll take a quick 30 seconds, and we'll be back to bring you the next Maryville College kickoff. Maryville back to kick the football off again as they lead over Berry 24-10. 6:14 remaining in the second quarter. Back to kick for Maryville, number 53, Andrew Tanner.
Yes, Heath, and back again for Berry College is number 21 Collins, and number 7 is in Johnston.
All right, so Caleb Johnston and Jacob Collins back to receive, and it will go to Collins as he gets it near the goal line, but he decides to turn the Jets on and get up the middle. And a great run that time by Collins as he sheds a bunch of defenders, gets past the 20, 25, and 30, and down near the 32-yard line, and that is where the Vikings will start up this offensive drive.
Well, Collins already, just in the first half, Heath, is definitely shown he is Berry College's workhorse. He's pretty much done everything, returning kickoffs, punts, a lot of rushing today already. Looks like there was a 5-yard penalty added against Maryville College. I didn't see exactly what it was, but that'll move Berry College about 5 yards closer. Looks like we'll be starting for Berry College at the 37-yard line.
So Dale will hand it off up the middle again to the workhorse you mentioned a minute ago, Collins. And Collins with a good pickup there. It'll be second down.
Had a good push off from his offensive line, pushed Maryville back. Got a good hole, good gap there, ran through, and definitely starting to see the wear and tear on Collins. His jersey's no longer white as it was earlier. He's definitely collected a lot of Maryville College mud here off this field.
We'll hand it off to Collins again, and Collins breaks through, and Collins gets to the outside. He's turning on the Jets. He leaves one defender, he leaves another, and finally they are able to make a shoestring tackle before he finds his way in the end zone, and Collins is brought down.
Yes, Heath, he got a very good jump off the right side there, got all the way down into around the 3-yard line, had a host of Maryville Scots chasing after him when they were finally able to grab hold of him and stop him before he got through that yard line. But now the Maryville defense is going to have to tighten up as Berry is knocking on the door.
Yeah, and in at running back now as they give Collins a break is number 1, C.J. Stone. Snell's going to turn and hand it off to Stone. Stone's going to go around the left side. He'll see nothing as Maryville will come up quickly and bring him down. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Good stop by the Maryville defense. Front line is going to have to really push Berry's offensive line back on this.
Second and looks like 2nd and 4 for the Vikings. As Stone still in at running back to the right side of Dale. Dale will get the snap. He's going to turn. He's going to fire it quickly. One-on-one. And it's going to be broken up by Chadwick. Chadwick gets his hand up in the middle of the receiver and says, "No, sir, not today."
Excellent play by Chadwick right there. Being able to get his head turned around right at the last second, got his hand up in there in the mix with the receiver's hands and was able to just push that ball out as the receiver was trying to pull it in.
Yeah, we talk a lot about defensive player Ethan Williams, but how about defensive back Pierre Chadwick? Earlier in the ballgame, he prevents a touchdown on a slant route, able to break it through and make Berry kick a field goal, and then there another big one-on-one play as he wins it. And they're going to hand the ball up the middle this time to C.J. Stone. Stone's going to gain a few and get it very close to that end zone, but it's going to bring up 4th down, and it looks like Berry may just be satisfied with another field goal and putting more points on the board.
Yes, it does. Looks like their kicking unit is coming back in here, Heath, and Maryville was able to hold excellent stoppage by the Maryville front D.
So now in to kick is number 30, the 175-pound, 5'9 sophomore, Trey Gregory from Griffin, Georgia. So the snap looks to be good. The kick is up. It is good as well. So now your score with 3:51 remaining in the second quarter. It is Maryville College 24, Berry College 13. We'll take a quick 30, and we'll be back to bring you the Berry College kickoff. Turning it on. Back to kick for Berry will be number 30, Trey Gregory.
And back for Maryville College is Keyshawn Decker and Ethan Williams back to receive. Waiting on the kickoff from the Berry College Vikings.
Gregory comes up and booms it, but he slips a little bit, so it's going to actually go a little bit short there, and it's going to take a bounce and then recovered by Maryville. And they're going to bounce around to the left side, and a good run and a good return back to around the 31-yard line.
Yes, it was. Heath Decker had a really good run on that. Looks like he might have almost had a good hold there or break it open, but unfortunately closed really quick by the Berry kicking unit. So Maryville now is going to be starting 1st and 10 from their 31.
Coach Hayes doesn't like something he sees from that kickoff on the Berry side. He, lets the ref know that it might be something he may want to look out for, because what it may have been is he may believe that Berry might have went offsides there. The penalty we saw on the last drive against Maryville was that they were offsides on their kickoff, and that was that 5-yard penalty that we were trying to find out. Maybe something that Coach Hayes is keeping his eye on. But now Diggs hands the football off around the right side, and it will gain a few, and that ball was handed off to Elijah Chenier.
Good run, good push off of there right there. We got about 3 yards and a quick offense back to the line.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Diggs in the shotgun formation with Chenier to his right. They're going to look over the sideline, switch things up, so now they're going to move up a little bit more into a pistol, and they're going to bring Chenier back to the left. And they're going to bring a man in motion from the right-hand side. Allow some blockers, and they're going to hand it off to Schneer. Schneer cuts it back. Little room to run, a couple on the play. It'll be third down.
Yes, Heath, it looked like he was going to try to take it around the right end. Saw that that was not going to happen with the Berry defenders coming up on him. Tried to cut back into the center. At least got about another 3 to 4 yards, and now looks like it's 3rd and 3.
Third down at the 38-yard line. Diggs looks to the sideline and gets the call from the coaches. After taking a look at the defense, they're going to mix things up a little bit. They're going to move Schneer to the left-hand side of Diggs. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Tight end on the left-hand side as well. Snap back. Diggs looks down the field. He's going to have to get it off quickly to Schneer, and it'll be incomplete as he has to hurry and force that throw. Is in the backfield as number 58, Mamadou Sumuro.
That's got a lot of pressure right there on him, Heath. And it looks like Shamir just could not get a handle on the ball. It was thrown around his knees, so made it for a difficult catch, but could not quite corral it. And unfortunately, the ball falls to the turf. Maryville goes 3 and out here. It looks like they're going to kick back to Berry College. Number 7 for Berry College back there is Austin Height. And looks like a good kick coming up.
And it will be a nice booming kick as it takes a Maryville College bounce, and now trying to recover it for Berry is number 7, Austin Haight, but nothing doing as Maryville brings him down quickly.
Yes, they were on it very fast. I was kind of watching here, checking a little extracurricular activity going on by a couple off to the far side over here. Referees just let them play it out a little bit and move on, but definitely starting to get a few extra licks in here.
Yeah, and Haight unfortunately just misread that punt return as he probably should have maybe had some more time to come up and kind of pick that football up, but instead he waits on it, and it really starts to take that Maryville College bounce, and at the last minute he decides to pick it up, but then it really hurts him as he gets brought down and slammed to the turf by Maryville College. That time on 1st and 10, Dell drops back and overthrows the receiver. Incomplete, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yes, it looked like it was up for Junior Lee there, number 83 with Berry College. This actually was the first time that I've seen Dale throw the ball above the shoulders on any of his receivers at this point.
Still, though, one of the things we're seeing in this ball game is the inaccuracy of Dale. We talked about how the footing and traction of the field might play a factor, and it may be something that's giving him some problems. He's going to hand the ball up the middle this time. It looks to be Collins on the carry. And he may gain a few. It'll bring up 3rd down, but there is a flag on the field, and it looks like Maryville believes it is on the Vikings. We'll see.
Looks like Ethan Williams is questioning the referee's flag as the referees break up. And looks like they picked up the flag on an illegal block. Looks like Berry was trying to probably undercut Ethan a little bit on that, and he was questioning as to why that flag was not basically penalized for that flag on that call.
So Ethan Williams, not only a vocal leader on the sidelines, but apparently in the referee huddle as well, as they're able to wave the flag off. It'll be 2nd and long, and there's currently a timeout on the field. So they're taking a timeout, and we'll take a quick timeout with them. We'll be right back. Both teams back on the football field. Dale in the pistol formation. He's going to drop back and fire to the right side. It's going to be complete and almost broken up by Ethan Williams, but a good grab by number 83 of Berry, and I believe that is Trey Cerisi who was able to come down with it.
Yes, it was. Ethan Williams, though, was quickly on it and was able to bring him down very fast. And it looks like now it's going to be Berry College with 4th and 1. We've got 1:46 left, and Berry has called a timeout to discuss what they want to do here, Heath.
So Scott, right now, 4th and 1, 1:46 left to play, as you mentioned here in the second quarter. Maryville leads 24-13. The ball game began with Berry taking the football, driving it all the way down the field, and putting it in the end zone. A little back and forth in that first quarter. It was 10-3. Berry was leading, and then all of a sudden, the second quarter, Maryville came to play and really woke up. I think Berry might have woken up a sleeping giant, because all of a sudden, Maryville has rattled off and now taking back the lead, and now it's 24-13. So 4th and 1 here, and you're really trying to just get a little bit of momentum back if you're the Vikings, and then it looks like they're going to go for it.
Right, Heath. It looks like maybe they're trying to draw Maryville off with a hard count, watching the quarterback's head as he's trying to get a snap, but just hoping that Maryville is going to call or jump the line. And Berry obviously sees that's not going to happen, calls timeout right before the play clock ends, and the punting unit has stepped out on the field.
So do you agree with that? They try to come out, try to get Maryville to jump on 4th and 1. They're not able to do that. Call a timeout and decide to punt the football. Is that the right call here?
I think right now it is. It's late in the second half. You're trying to at least gain some momentum. Sorry, in the first half here, trying to gain some momentum. You were held for 3 points here on the last drive when you got it all the way down the Maryville 3-yard line. You're going to try to get something before the end of the half. Didn't work. So obviously you're going to have to punt it back to Maryville and hope your defense can hold them.
So the Vikings will punt. They will boot that football down the field. A nice punt there from the Vikings, and Williams is going to get out of the way, and it's going to take a Vikings roll past the 30 down to the 27-yard line, and that is where they will down the football, and Maryville will take over on offense. So now you're the Scots. You've got the football with 1:35, ball on the 27-yard line. Do you try to run your 2-minute offense and get it down the field quickly, or are you content with running the football a few times, running the clock out, and going into the half with this lead?
Right now, with being the first game, there's a lot left of the season. You got 1:30. I would do the 2-minute drill just to see what your team can do.
So 2 receivers to the right for Diggs, and he'll drop back. He's going to look down the field and try to see if he can. He's not going to find anything, though, because quickly engulfing him is the Vikings, and bringing him down for a sack. That looks to be number 58 of Berry College.
That is Manadu Sumahuro.
Sumero.
Sorry, I'm going to learn that name.
Yeah, that's a tough name, but a kid that came into this season projected to be one of the premier players on this defense, Mamadou Sumero. And he gets in the backfield and makes a huge, huge sack.
And right after that, Maryville College calls timeout. Heath, got 1:19 left. And it appears that that is their second timeout. We have 1 left in the half. And Berry College has already used their allotment of timeouts.
One of the things with this Viking defense is now they're really starting to amp things up here on this defensive stand, really trying to hold Maryville from putting any more points on the board. They have a good kicker in Ian Hubbs, so even if they're able to get it down, not put a touchdown on the board, they've got a kicker who could probably kick it from pretty deep, so they really want to prevent that and make the stop and get the football and just go into halftime with being down 24-13 and hopefully make some adjustments at that point. So 1:19 left, and Adam Diggs in the shotgun. He's going to turn. He's going to hand the football off. Oh, he's going to fake it. He's going to run it himself. So that's twice now that these quarterbacks have done a great job throwing me off in the defense as well. And he gets back to around the original line of scrimmage.
Yes, he does. And it was a really good fake there, Heath. Slowed the defense down as well because they thought the running back had the ball. I would like to see, though, Maryville try to get it down the field. The other thing, too, though, is you want to be cautious about running out of bounds and stuff like that because you're stopping the clock, especially if you're not really getting much of a gain.
Diggs will look to the sideline on 3rd and 11. Get the call. He'll move the offense around. Try to get them all lined up properly. He's going to drop back and looks to throw it down the field. He's going to fire it on a screen. And Chenier with some room to run and some good blocks ahead of him. He's going to get close, but I don't think he's going to quite get the first down there.
No, looks like he's going to be about a yard short, but he had some really good help. And number 70 with Maryville, and that looks like Jesse Nunez. And number 58 in front of him was Justin Bird, giving him a little bit of uh, some basically as an escort, pushing some of the Berry defenders out of the way and getting him that extra yardage that he needed. Again, Maryville College extremely close. I'd probably, I don't know, I would say go for it. It's fourth and probably, what, Heath, about a couple of inches, maybe a yard.
Yeah, I think the thing you do here is maybe you give Berry a little bit of their own medicine. You run up to the line, maybe go under center, and see if you can get them to jump off sides. If it's fourth and inches, you also could consider getting up to the line and maybe doing just a quick quarterback keeper. And instead of doing, on one or on two, as soon as you touch the back of the center, he snaps it to you. So just on a silent count, which will give you a little bit more momentum because Berry's going to be on their toes a little bit, back on their toes, and might give you the opportunity to get that first down. But here's the thing you run into is if you go for it and you don't get it, then Berry gets the football and they have an opportunity to kind of start making their way back into this game before the end of the half, putting more points on the board. But we won't have to worry about it.
Right, Heath. They just did a measurement here. Looks like Maryville College made it just by the nose of the football. Very, very small margin there. The referee turned, gave the first down sign, and it's Maryville's ball, first down and 10 at the 37-yard line of Maryville.
So first and 10 for Maryville, a minute 3 remaining in the second quarter as they lead 24-13 over Berry College. Diggs is going to turn, he's going to hand it off to Chenier. Chenier decides to cut it back up the middle. Might have had some room on the outside, but instead cuts it up a hole between the guard and the tackle, and he'll get some positive yardage, and it'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Yes, he does, Heath. An excellent run. Way to cut through the hole. Clock still running, though, with about 45 seconds left in the first half.
Diggs with the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. Look down the field. He's going to dump it off quick to Chenier. Chenier runs and then quickly gets out of bounds. And he will get close to another Scots first down.
Yes, he does. Very smart play on Chenier's part to be able to see the sideline and outrace the defenders to it. Now waiting on a mark. It looks like the referees again are going to call an official timeout because that's too close to call from this angle, Heath.
Yeah, I believe they're possibly gonna have to bring the chains out again, and they will. So now the chain gang comes out. Still pretty close. I am a little surprised here with under a minute ago to go, and now 36 seconds remaining, that they continue to run the football because it looks like they are trying to get the football down the field and put some points on the board, but. Smart play, as you mentioned, by Chenier to be able to bounce it to the outside, get out of bounds, and stop the clock and give them another opportunity to move the football down the field.
Yes, very much so. And once they got that first down, I think they kind of figured out, hey, we might still have a chance here. Now, they just did the measurement here as well. Looks like we're about half a foot short. Referee gave the indication, so it is third down now with just a few inches to go. But I'd almost want to get the ball down the field, and if you need it, then go for the fourth down if you have to get that. But go ahead and give a quick shot down the field and see if you can't catch Berry trying to play up close and catch him off guard here.
Yeah, you really, I don't think you run the football here unless you're just ready to go to the half because you have no timeouts. So if you did try to run it up the middle and get a first down, then you're scrambling to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to dump it off on the side this time, and he's going to find his way through one defender and then pass another, so he will get a first down and then a little bit more, and that looks to be number 42 of Maryville College.
Yes, a very good run. Good job on his part. Sees the first down markers, sees where he has to get to, sees the defender, gets out of bounds right at the 49-yard line, and stops the clock with 29 seconds left.
Yeah, great catch by Elijah Rachel, the junior running back for Maryville, and now he is still in the ball game with Diggs, and Diggs rolls out, sees nothing, has to step up and gets drilled by the defender, and then he loses the football, but they're going to say that he was able to fall on it.
Yes, Heath, you saw him as he was starting to come down, the ball come out of his hands. Pretty much looked like it hit the ground and bounced back up and fell in his hands. But now there's 9 seconds, 8 seconds left. Maryville trying to do something really fast, but 3 seconds left. Two, one, gets the ball snapped just in time.
So complete to Max Siegel. Siegel will try to bounce it around and try to get around the defenders, but a clan of Vikings meet him and bring him out of bounds. And the refs will blow the whistle, and that'll be it for the first half.
Yes, Heath, and looks like Maryville. I'm not real sure why they were thinking of a short pass at this end, and especially when the guy's already got double coverage on him. So anyway, we end the first half with the score: Maryville 24, Berry College 13.
All right, so we're going to take a 2-minute break, and then when we come back, we'll give you the statistics from first half of action, and we'll talk about our thoughts so far and maybe some adjustments that we might be looking for both teams in the second half. So again, your score, Maryville 24, Berry 13, and we are at halftime. We'll take a few minutes of a break, and we'll be back right after this. We are back, and it is halftime here at Honaker Field as the Maryville College Scots lead the Berry College Vikings 24 to 13. An impressive half from the Scots as they were down 7 to 0 to begin the game and then fought back in the second quarter to take the lead. So we'll begin this halftime by bringing you the statistics for both teams. So we look at team statistics to begin, and we'll look at currently total yards of offense. Maryville with 191, Berry with 215. Maryville currently with 138 yards through the air, Berry with 82. And then looking down, Maryville so far today has around 53 rushing yards and Berry at 133. Currently, Maryville has had the football 13 minutes and 30 seconds through this ball game, and Berry 16 minutes and 30 seconds. Moving on to some individual statistics for both teams. We begin with the Berry College Vikings as quarterback Slade Dale was 7 of 14 for 82 yards, and then quarterback Tate Adcock came in the ball game and was unable to throw a pass as he did fumble the football on his one possession on offense. Rushing the football for the Vikings, Jacob Collins, 13 attempts for 93 yards and a touchdown. C.J. Stone, 4 attempts for 22 yards. Quarterback Slade Dale had 5 rushing attempts for 16 yards. And Tate Adcock, 1 attempt for 2 yards. Through the air, Stephen Winston had 1 reception for 38 yards. Trey Cerisi, 3 receptions for 24 yards. Mason Kinsey, 2 receptions for 12. And running back Jacob Collins also contributing with 1 reception for 8 yards. Moving on to Maryville College's offense, quarterback Kane Adamson, the freshman, came into the ball game midway through the second quarter and really sparked some life into the Scots offense as he was 5 of 6 for 70 yards and a touchdown. Starting quarterback Adam Diggs, 8 of 10 so far through the ball game with 68 yards of his own. Running the football for the Scots, Elijah Chenier had 10 attempts for 29 yards. Kane Adamson, 1 attempt for 13. Chase Christmas, 2 attempts for 7. And Adam Diggs, 4 attempts for 4 yards. Now, along with Chenier's 10 attempts for 29 yards, he also had a touchdown as well. And quarterback Adam Diggs, on his 4 attempts for 4 yards, had 1 touchdown also. Through the air, Max Siegel, 3 receptions for 53 yards and a touchdown. Michael Smith, 3 receptions for 31 yards. Elijah Chenier, 3 receptions for 30 yards. Donovan Lewis, 1 reception for 9. Kayshawn Decker, 1 reception for 7. Jordan Ligon, 1 reception for 5. And Elijah Rachel with 1 reception for 3. So very impressive on both sides of the football so far. And now we'll look at this defensive statistics very quickly. And it looks like your leading tacklers for Berry College will be Kevin Greer, who has 5 tackles, Jackson Putnam with 5 tackles, and also Jonathan Fisher with 5 tackles as well. And then Mamadou Sumero, the defensive end for the Vikings, has a sack. Looking at the Scots defense, it looks like currently they are led with a couple of players. Cedric Brown has 4 tackles. Jordan Early, 4 tackles. Blake Henderson, 4 tackles as well. And then a couple sacks so far tonight. Ron McGriff has a sack, and Ja'Cory Jackson has a sack as well. And then assisting on some of those was number 60, Frances Marshall, and number 98, Tavon Johnson. And then moving on to special teams for both teams. So far, Trey Gregory for the Vikings is 2 of 2 on field goals with a long of 26. And then also on returns, Jacob Collins does everything for this team. Not only does he run the football, he's had a reception tonight, but he also returns kickoffs as he's had 5 returns for 83 yards. So far today, Jacob Collins, 184 total yards, all-purpose total yards. So then we move on to Maryville College in Hubs, 1 of 1 on field goals so far tonight. And then on returns, Kayshawn Decker has 2 returns for 42 yards. Ethan Williams, 1 for 11. And then on punt returns, Ethan Williams, 1 for 53. And Markel Key with 1 for 14. And then Jordan Ligon with 1 for 6 yards as well. Ethan Williams leads all of those with 64 all-purpose yards. So, Scott, those are the statistics from the first half. You and I got to really get a look at the first the first look of this Scots team to begin the year. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, so far, a good start for Maryville College. Again, as they've already put up 24 points just in the first half, the defense is starting to really turn around. Really impressed with Ethan Williams. Um, Watching all the stuff that he's done. Almost had that interception earlier. The defensive line after the first drive from Berry College started to tighten up a little bit and keep from getting pushed all over the field as they did around the first drive. Berry College, on the other hand, watching their defense, they're living up to the fact that they were the number 3 defensive unit in Division 3 last year with 66 yards per game average, only giving up in the 50s in rushing so far, 53 in the first half so far on Maryville College. What I'd like to see a lot of on the Maryville College side is probably opening up the passing game. The drive that we had by the freshman earlier, very good drive. He was moving the team down the field, keeping Barry off guard, and that was Tate Adcock, or
Is number one Kane Adamson?
my fault. Sorry about that. Had looked at the wrong one. But yes, Kane Adamson took the ball and was driving Maryville down the field. Made some really good decisions, really good passes. I'd like to see more of that. I was surprised we didn't see more of him in the first half, but again, could very well have been a wake-up call to the rest of the offense, Diggs included in that, in the sense that they started really moving the ball again and kind of keep Berry College off guard with their passing game. Berry is stopping our running game for the most part. We're getting 3-4 yards here and there, but definitely a very good passing game from Maryville from what I've seen from Diggs and from Adamson. As for Berry College, a really good running game. Collins is a really good rushing tailback. The Slade or Dale, Slade Dale for Berry College, the quarterback, looked like it took him several passes to ever really start to get a rhythm and starting to get the ball at least above the waist of the receivers because everything had been thrown had been down towards the knees and starting at least on the last couple of passes. So I don't think he's quite got that. Kind of reminds me, I guess you could say, as Tennessee talked last year about Josh Dobbs, good runner, but his passes were a little erratic. That's the same thing we're seeing at Adele here right now.
Absolutely. And so Maryville College so far in the first half, again, a little sluggish start to begin with. Really got some things going. As you mentioned, Kane Adamson comes into the ball game and really kind of sparks some life into this team. And something else is not just him, but, kind of bringing in some other players as well. One of the players to mention, Chase Christmas, bringing him in. And, Chase Christmas, a sophomore running back, not someone we've really talked about a lot, with the projection of Elijah Chenier. Chenier's done well, but sometimes Christmas comes early, and it did today as he comes into the ball game and is really able to kind of spark some life. And I mean, one of the things with Adamson, if you compare him to Diggs is taking kind of a while to read the defense. Adamson really that he drops back, turns, and he's getting it out of his hands. He's getting it out of his hands quickly. It's defense not having a lot of time to react to it. But the receivers are also really helping that freshman out. But it certainly kind of sparked some life into this team. Really got some momentum back in Maryville College's favor. That was the first touchdown for the Scots in the first half. One of the things that's impressive, obviously you mentioned that Maryville only has 53 rushing yards so far. Something that Berry focuses on defense is really priding themselves in stopping the run. But one of the things that I think it stands out to me the most about Maryville College and the turnaround in that first half is the fact that to begin the game after the first few drives, I was looking at the statistics. Berry College had around 141 at the time. This was probably midway to near the end of the first quarter. Berry had 141 total yards of offense. At the time, Maryville had 40. So a huge gap in between that, and really just no life in that Scots offense. Adamson comes in. Since he came in, and then they started to rotate, Maryville now at the half has 191, and Berry has 215. So since that point in time, Berry's only had 60 more yards of offense. Maryville, 150.
Yes, Ethan, definitely a big turnaround. And like you said, a big spark with Adamson coming in and changing just the complexion and I guess the mood of Maryville. They came out a little sluggish um, first game, but they came out, to be honest, kind of the mood of what the weather here is a little overcast. You know, not a pretty sunny day. You know, they came out like that. But once Adamson came in and sparked it up, Maryville's offense picked it up.
Absolutely. So a great turnaround from Maryville, and hopefully in the second half, that's something that'll continue. Obviously, there's going to be some adjustments at the half as they try to figure out what's going to really help them continue to run away with this ball game and come away with a victory. But it's been a close one so far. Maryville finally starting to push themselves away a little bit. We'll see if they can continue that in the second half. But that'll wrap up the halftime show. We've got about 5 to 6 minutes left before we begin the third quarter. So we're going to wrap things up here, and we'll be back when the third quarter begins. But your score, Maryville 24, Berry 13 at the half, and we'll be back in a few minutes. getting ready to start the third quarter here at Honecker Field as Maryville leads 24-13 over Berry. Back to kick for the Vikings will be number 30, Trey Gregory.
And back for Maryville Heath is number 1, Ethan Williams, and number 34, Keyshawn Decker.
It looks like Decker will receive as he gets past the 10 to the 15. He's going to cut up the middle, now move to the right side. Finds a little bit of a seam and then slips and falls down around the 26-yard line. And that is where Maryville will start their first offensive possession of the third quarter.
Good run by Decker, getting up the middle, just about had it. And I noticed that a defender, actually, as he saw Decker start to slip, reached out and pushed him the rest of the way down. Right now, Heath, the rain is starting to really come down a little bit harder. All the umbrellas up. Everybody's got their rain gear on both sides of the stadium. And the field definitely is going to be wetter than it was in the first half.
So holding on to that football becomes even more important here in the second half, especially if you're the Scots and want to hold on to this lead. Diggs will turn and fire it quickly out to the left side, and that will be completed to number 13 of Maryville. That is Jordan Ligon.
Yes, and it looks like Ligon got no gain on that one, Heath, as the defender wrapped him up very quickly on that little out pass there.
Second and 10 for the Scots, and they'll bring Ligon in motion. Diggs in the pistol will get the snap, and he'll hand it off. Missing one defender is Chenier, and then able to cut it up the middle and brought down after a gain of 1. It'll be third and long.
It looked like on that one, number 34 for Berry College was able to wrap him up, get him taken care of, drop down on that play right there, and that would go to Tyler Bertolini, Heath.
So Tyler Bertolini with the tackle. Now it's third and long, and they're trying to run a screen, but it doesn't work out as Diggs tries to throw it. It's tipped and then intercepted by number 92 of the defense.
Then it's Ronald Eccles, Heath. He's a sophomore.
That is actually number 92 of Berry College, Justin Aiken, who's able to come down with the interception.
Yeah, sorry about that. He's a senior out of Nicholson, Georgia.
All right, so the senior with a huge play for the Vikings, and certainly not how you wanted to start this third quarter.
No, not at all. And now Berry's got the ball deep in the Maryville territory here on Maryville's 28-yard line.
So it's actually ball in the 12, and Dale will turn. He'll fake the handoff. He'll fire it quickly out to the left and a little bit of a screen. He gains some positive yards out of it. It's going to be second and short.
Good run there by Berry, or a good quick out, and getting some drive, trying to keep Maryville back on their heels real fast and maybe trying to pick up Mr. Momentum here on their way.
Second and 4 for Berry as Dale will turn, fake the handoff. He'll fire it quickly out to the left again. And a screen set in front of the receiver for him. He's able to use that screen to gain some positive yardage and a first down for the Vikings. So pass complete to number 12, Mason Kinsey. And it'll bring up first down for the Vikings, first and goal. And all up the middle, and Collins slips in the backfield, and he's able to be brought down, and that time he is tackled in the backfield by number 8 of Maryville College, Trey Melton.
Yes, Melton got up there really fast from his linebacker position, Heath, and again, as I mentioned, as we just started the third quarter, the field conditions are going to play a factor, and you saw Collins, who had some excellent runs in the first half, slip as he tried to cut on that one.
So Dale will turn. He's going to try to fire it quickly. Sees nothing, then has to take it into his own hands and run around the left side and tries to find some room to run. But Maryville swarms to the quarterback, brings him down. So it's third and goal.
Yes, a great reaction by the Maryville defense there, Heath, as they saw the quarterback was in trouble, trying to scramble, basically run for his life, and Maryville jumped on him as quickly as they could, cutting off that end and not letting him be able to get out on the outside.
They fire it into the end zone and over the shoulder of the wide receiver, and he comes down with it. That's going to be Kinsey on the reception, and a touchdown for the Vikings.
Yes, excellent play. He was able to get up. The defender really never looked back for the ball that time, and the offensive player there was able to just get it up over his shoulder, come down, get his foot in, right around the sideline there in the end zone, and now we've got a 19 to 24 ball game.
So 19 to 24 as Barry's starting to make their way back in this ball game. And kick is up. Kick is good. So now your score, Maryville 24, Barry 20, with 11:47 remaining in the third quarter. And Scott, Maryville gets the ball to start off the second half. Um, has a little bit of trouble moving the football. They decide on a third and long to go with a screen play. And when they do, Diggs probably holds it a little bit longer than he should have. The defense got a little closer to him than they really needed to be. And because of that, when he tries to get it out of his hands and over him, they're able to get just enough to tip it up in the air. And then for Barry, number 92, Justin Aiken is able to come down with that, and then puts Barry in great field position and gives him the opportunity to be close to the goal line and then put the ball in the end zone with a touchdown. And now you're starting to see a little bit of something Maryville didn't want, and that's a little bit of a momentum shift.
Yes, Heath, and Maryville needs to stop that on this drive here. Berry College came out just like the first half, ready to play. Maryville came out, didn't really seem like they were in sync or something in this first part, and there was a bad decision on the pass, which got it tipped. And Berry College basically took a great scoring drive with a great opportunity that was given to them by Maryville.
So now Maryville will look on their second offensive drive of the second half to respond and hopefully really start to get back and answer that touchdown from Berry College, as back to kick is number 30. That is Trey Gregory.
And again from Maryville College, we got Ethan Williams and Kayshawn Decker back to receive.
So it'll be up and deep. Good kick. That's recovered in the end zone by Decker. He's going to bring it out of the end zone. Ethan Williams tries to set up a block for him. Decker makes one miss, but he will not make the second as he is brought down and tackled by number 3 of the Vikings, Kevin Greer.
Yes, and a good run back, but just not enough of a hole for him to get through. And Barry was able to bring him down. It looks like we got back to about the 21-yard line there.
So ball on the 21, and Diggs in still at quarterback as he is in the shotgun formation. And a new running back to his right. I believe Christmas is now in the ball game. So he'll get the snap. He'll hand it off to Christmas around the left side. Christmas tries to get around the defender, but nothing doing, as unable to hold up his block is number 77. That is Davian Montgomery, and the defensive end is able to get around quickly and bring Christmas down.
Yes, Heath, a little bit of. Actually, we're dropped back a little bit. I'm sorry, had a bad angle on that right there. So, what do we have? Second and 15 now.
So about second and 15 for the Scots. And Maryville finds themselves in a hole here as they're going to fake it to Christmas. And Diggs is able to escape the pressure, continue to move his feet down the field, and then heavy pressure on the outside is getting to him quickly on the outside. Looks to be, I believe, number 46 of the Vikings.
Yes, Heath, it looks like Evan Breakspear was able to get in on the tackle on that one and slow him down. It looks like Diggs, when he came up on Breakspear, instead of trying to get around him, just tried to go through him. And this is a big boy, Heath. You can't go through this guy.
Yeah, not at all. And you wonder why Diggs, when he got outside the tackle box over there, when he saw that pressure, instead of trying to go through him, didn't maybe just think about throwing it away and saving that yardage, but instead, now they're even further back. It's third and 26 now for Maryville. So they're going to hand it off to Christmas around the right side. Christmas is going to gain maybe 2 on that play, so it'll bring up 4th and 24, and that is where the Scots will now punt the football. And right now it is all Vikings.
Yes, it is, Heath. And Maryville, again, is coming out pretty similar to what we did in the first half, and just not getting any momentum, getting any drives sustained. And Berry College is starting to put a lot of pressure on Maryville.
So far, the Vikings making the necessary adjustments after the half. The Scots, however, not doing so thus far, will have to find some life on offense as they are now looking to punt, and they're going to boot it down the field. Almost blocked, but fortunately able to get the football off. And there to fair catch the football was number 7 of Berry College, Austin Haight.
That's a very good catch on his part to keep concentration with a lot of Maryville Scots bearing down on him, trying to distract him. And again, Berry College has got some excellent field position to start off this drive with. Heath.
They do. The ball will be placed at the 36-yard line, so 36 yards away from another possible touchdown, and we hope that the Scots are able to come up big here and get the football back for their offense. But you've got to give this defense time as this offense has struggled, and you worry about this defense starting to wear down. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We will see. But Slade Dale in at quarterback. He'll hand the ball up the middle to Johnson. Johnson a few yards on the carry, and it'll be second down.
Yes, and a good stop there by Maryville, not letting him get a lot of yardage on that play. But it looks like Chris McKenzie for Maryville was able to wrap him up and bring him down. He only got about 2 yards on that one.
So 2 yards on the play, second and 8. Dell will have 2 receivers to his right and 1 to the left. In the backfield with him, Slade Dell fakes the handoff to Johnson. He's going to fire it down the field in one-on-one coverage, but overthrown, and it will bring up third and 8. But there is a flag on the play on the opposite side of the field. We'll see what it is.
Yes, Heath, it came out late from the linesman over here close to the Maryville side.
You wonder if it's holding on the defense, but instead it looks to be an ineligible receiver on the offense.
So that will help at least back Berry College up just a little bit, Heath. Take a 5-yard mark off, and they're going to replay second down here.
So it'll bring up second and 13 for the Vikings. Dale and Johnson in the backfield, and to the right of that is number 9, Tristan Klein. He's going to pitch it to Johnson on the right side. Johnson's able to get around a couple defenders and then kind of dive near the sidelines to try to get a few more positive yards. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's third and 10.
Yes, he does. He was making his cut here by the sideline and trying to make a quick cut. I noticed his feet slipped out from under him again. He got his hand down to try to maintain his balance, but really by the time he could get that straightened back up and up, Maryville was on him.
So third and 10, and Maryville's trying to hurry and bring some players over to the sidelines, gets off just in time, and Berry now turns, and they'll readjust after taking a look at the defense. Dale will get the snap, and he'll drop back, looking to throw it down the field. He's going to fire it deep. One-on-one coverage. Chadwick falls, and it is caught by number 83 of Berry College. That is Trey Cerisi. There is a flag on the play, but that flag more than likely will be pass interference on the defense as Pierre Chadwick fell during the play and fell on the legs of Cerisi, and then Cerisi was able to just extend his arms out and come down with it. But while we certainly, the flag won't matter, what will matter is the fact that Chadwick is down on the field and looks to be hurt.
Yes, Heath, when he was turning to follow the receiver on the cut just right before the ball was there, noticed that his foot slipped, and as he slid, he fell. But when he landed, it looked like the side of him got caught at the heel of the receiver, which is quite painful when you get kicked like that. And that's what he got the flag on, because he brought the receiver down. The receiver still made the catch, but definitely took a shot. It looked like down towards maybe the ribs, but in the turn, he could have very well, because I noticed they're looking at his knees, that he could have twisted as he was making that turn.
Yeah, they're really taking a look at that leg, and the trainers are now helping him up, see how much pressure he's able to put on it. So far, it doesn't look like much as they're going to be helping him to the sidelines, and he's putting a little bit of pressure on it, but he's certainly favoring that leg, and we hope that all is well and that it's not a serious injury. Pierre Chadwick, a very big playmaker on this defense. He's made some huge plays so far in the game and great coverage on so far, but unfortunately unable to come down with it there, and he will go to the sidelines to be checked on. He's really starting to lean over now. He's in some pain.
Yes, he is, Heath. We hope that everything works out well for him. Just an unfortunate, injury right there.
Absolutely. So they'll bring him to the sidelines and take a look. But Barry will go up to kick the extra point. It'll be up. It will be good. And now Barry has taken the lead. They were leading early in the ball game. Maryville fought back and have claimed it ever since. But Barry now has retaken it here with 8:04 remaining in the third quarter. Your score, Barry 27, Maryville 24. We're going to take a 30-second break, and we'll be back to bring you the kickoff. We are back as Barry begins the kickoff, and Gregory will kick it deep down the field. But it will be short and coming up at the 10 to receive it is Decker. Decker gets around one, tries to fit through a hole, and he does. He gets to the 25, to the 30, to the 33-yard line, and will be brought down at the 34 finally. And that is where Maryville will take over. Now, one of the things, Scott, you noticed on the sidelines, you mentioned to me a minute ago while we were on that quick break, is Maryville realizes they might need to spark some life into this offense again. So tell us what's going on.
Well, Heath, I saw that Adamson was back over on the sideline. Looked like he was warming up, getting ready possibly to come back in. And as we see here, he is back in the ball game.
So Kane Adamson, the freshman quarterback, back in the football game. This time, instead of Christmas in with him, Elijah Chenier in the backfield with Adamson. So he gets the snap. He fakes the handoff. He rolls to the right. He's looking down the field, sees nothing. He's going to take it himself. He's going to get around 2 yards, so at least a positive gain by the freshman. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yes, Heath, that was a very good run on his part. Looked like he saw nothing was available. Tried to drag the defense and stretch him out just a little bit so he could get a little bit of running room as they were in hot pursuit of him, and got about 3 yards on that play. So good decision, good run. Let's see if maybe this time with him in here we'll get some sparks going.
So 2nd, and they will mark it 2nd and 8 for the Scots. Kane will give the handoff to Chenier. Now a reverse play to number 9 of Maryville, but it's not going to work out as they hand the football off on the reverse to number 9, Jawan Hill, and Barry was patiently waiting on that. They step up and bring him down.
Right. I noticed that Adamson was trying to throw a block, but as most of us know, you're not really going to sustain a long, hard block from a quarterback.
Yeah, typically not something you're going to see, especially from a freshman quarterback who's 5'10", 175.
No, not against a pretty hard-nosed linebacker.
So 3rd and 8 for Adamson. He'll fake the handoff, drop back, and sling it down the field, and it's complete. First down to number 11 of Maryville College.
Yes, a very good play. Slid down and made the catch there. And it was to Michael Smith right there. Excellent catch. Again, same thing we saw in the first half when Adamson was driving, making really good decisions, good passes.
You know what? Adamson just has great vision. I mean, we talked about it earlier, but he looks down the field. He makes the proper reads. He gets the ball out of his hands. Diggs takes a little too long so far, but Adams really not wasting any time with those quick releases. You see it again there as he hits Smith again on the right side, a receiver screen in front of him. He goes around the screen and gets some good yardage. It's going to be 2nd down.
Yes, and the thing with Adamson I've noticed too, as you may have mentioned already, he has a very quick release, gets his feet set, and gets rid of the ball in a hurry.
So now coming into the ball game at running back, Elijah Rachel. He will be to the left of Adamson. Adamson's going to stop, he's going to turn, and they're going to look to the sidelines. So as the play call's coming in, two of the receivers will move inside a little bit. So now 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Adamson will get the snap. He'll fake the handoff. He'll roll out to his left. He will complete the football. It'll be past the first down yard marker, and that ball was complete to number 82 of the Scots.
Yeah, Donovan Lewis there. He's a freshman, Heath, out of Spring, Texas. Excellent run, excellent catch. Again, a good play, and we're driving the ball back down the field.
And Scott, that's probably at least the sixth or seventh freshman we've mentioned today for the Scots.
Yes, it is. They're utilizing a lot of these players, and that's very good. A lot of playing experience, a lot of playing time. Always good for the underclassmen.
And always good when it matters most. Your freshmen are coming up big. That says a lot about the future of the program. Addison will turn on the screen. He's going to fire it. It's going to be complete, but not much doing as brought down is number 42 of Maryville College, Elijah Rachel.
Yes, it was. And Duke Blackburn, or no, that was Justin Akins, actually was the defensive lineman that was able to grab him, wrap him up, and bring him down. A good thought, just quite couldn't get out of the crowd there.
Yeah, so far the screens have had a little trouble getting things going when they've called that play. Adamson sees nothing, he's going to take it himself. And he gets some positive yards out of it, and a big hit once he's brought down, but the big hit wasn't against him. It was between the two defenders. A guy grabs him, he's coming to the turf, and as he's coming to the turf, that defensive player's helmet meets another defensive player, and you hope they're okay.
Oh, yeah. Number 23, Joey Connors with Berry College was the one that laid the hit. Again, as you said, he laid it on his own player, though.
Yeah, the wrong color jersey. You might want to pay attention to that. Maryville is in the maroon, so you might want to look out for that the next time and not injure one of your own. Certainly not something you want to happen in any ball game. But Addison will get the snap, and he'll fumble it.
And we actually had a false start here.
Yeah, again, playing conditions playing a little bit of a factor. So far, we haven't seen a lot of that, but you see it there the first time that Addison gets the snap and has some trouble holding on.
Right. It looked like on that one, Heath, the left side of the offensive line decided just a little too quick to get started on what they heard. And unfortunately, it kind of threw everything off sync.
So 3rd and 10 now for the Scots. Trips to the right for Adamson, and in the backfield with him is number 3, Elijah Chenier. More likely a great opportunity for Adamson to, more likely you may see him roll out to the right with Chenier protecting him and looking at that trips, but he may turn back and throw to Max Siegel on the right side. He's going to throw a quick bubble route to Chenier. Chenier gets past one, gets past another, and he keeps the feet churning and drags a few with him. It's going to bring about 4th and 5, so now you're near the 33-yard line, and you wonder how strong is the leg of Ian Hubbs. Will they try to kick a really deep field goal here, or will they try to go for it?
Good question, Heath. They're at the 38-yard line right here. Looks like they've decided to try to go for it on 4th and about 5 yards.
So 4th and 5 for Adamson. Berry having some issues moving some people into position, and before Maryville can get the snap off, Coach Konchesky of the Vikings calls a timeout. So he takes the timeout for Berry. They'll talk things over. We'll take one with him. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the 4th and 5 ball on the 33-yard line for the Scots as they trail the Vikings 27-24. We'll be right back. So 4th and 5 for Maryville. He's going to fake the handoff, and now he's going to roll to the left, and he throws it just a little too high for the playmaker, number 82 of Maryville, Donovan Lewis, and Lewis just unable to come down with it. So it'll be a turnover on downs, and that is where the Vikings will take over at the 33.
Yes, Heath, as a former receiver, you know that the coaches always tell you if you get a finger on it, you ought to be able to catch it. He had couple of fingers on it, just couldn't quite corral the ball, and it just came off his fingertips and fell to the turf right there. That was good opportunity, good play call by Maryville College, just didn't quite execute.
Yeah, unable to execute, and now the Vikings with the football. So it's first down. They're going to turn and fire it off to Collins on the left-hand side. Collins is going to bounce it to the outside and be brought down. It'll be bring up second down as he is assisted to the sidelines.
Yeah, good tackle there by Henderson, Heath. Good stop. Kept him from getting a lot more yardage off of that edge than he got, but it looks like he still got about 3 to 4 yards on that play.
So second and about 7 as they're going to hand it off to Collins again up the middle. Collins is going to bulldoze his way for a few more. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it's still Collins, a workhorse for Berry College. Really working, driving the ball out. Got a couple more. Looks like we're about 4 yards out. And it looks like Johnson made the tackle there from Maryville on that play.
Third and 4 for the Vikings. Dale will get it. He'll drop back and look to fire it down the field. He throws it quickly. It's complete. It'll be a first down for the Vikings.
Yes, a good play, good catch right there. Number 13 for Berry College. Excellent. Was complete to Winston right there. And just enough to get past the yard markers there to make the first down for Berry College.
So first and 10. Behind Dale is Collins. He's going to fake the handoff and fire it quickly on a wide receiver screen to Winston. Winston will get it to or near the 50-yard line. It'll bring up second down.
Again, another quick pass right there. Heath, it looks like Berry College is trying to get quickly to the line as Maryville's making substitutions here.
It looked like to begin the game, this is what we saw from Berry College, moving it quickly down the field. Maryville really on their toes. Maryville finally was able to settle in and stop some things and really prevent them from moving the football. Berry started to come alive again, though. So it's second and about 6 for the Vikings. Dale will look over to the sideline and get the play call from the coach. He's got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He'll get the snap and he'll drop back. He looks down the field, sees nothing, takes it on his own, gets to the left side. Brought out of bounds after about a yard gain. It'll bring up third down.
Good play by Maryville, good reaction. Dale noticed just as he got set back there that Maryville was bearing down on him there and in probably panic mode, just running for his life.
Yeah, certainly the speed of the Vikings has helped them throughout the ball game, but one thing that's been difficult is Slade having time in the pocket. Maryville does a great job of getting pressure on the quarterback when he just drops back. It really has trouble, has to step up and move quickly. So most of their success has been on the outside. Dale will drop back. Same thing again. He has to roll to the outside because he doesn't have a lot of time. And he will take it himself, call his own number, and it'll work for him as he gets hit by one defender. He drags him with him and dives forward. He gets hit by 2 more, but it will be a first down for Berry College.
Yes, hey, Dale again was running, trying to find an opening, saw a gap between 2 of the Maryville defenders, dove across the 45-yard line for that, and was able to make the first down. And it looks like now we've ended the third quarter with Berry College 27 and Maryville Scots 24.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will bring you the final quarter of action again as Maryville does trail Berry 27-24. We'll be right back. So we're back as fourth quarter action does begin. And the Vikings, Slade Dale will take it up the middle on his own on first down, and it'll be second and about 2. A good run by the quarterback.
Yes, it was, Heath, and it looked like that time it was a design play. He pretty much took a step or 2 back like he was going to pass, saw the opening, took off. He's also come off the field for just a minute. Couldn't tell if he's had a little bit of a leg injury. He seems to be limping quite a bit there. And number 6 for Berry College has come in to replace him, and that looks like Tate Adcock there.
Yeah, Tate Adcock came in the game earlier on one possession and only lasted about 2 plays as he ran one for 2 yards, then dropped back on the second one, got hit and fumbled the football. So you hope if you're Berry that he has more success on his second time around. So it's 2nd and 2 for the Vikings, ball on the 36-yard line. Adcock will get the snap. He'll drop back and look down the field.
Ooh.
Finally gets it out of his hands to Collins, and man, he gets blasted as he lets that football go, and there's going to be a flag.
Yeah, I'm thinking the referee's going to call a blow to the face because his arm was up high when he hit him. Other than that, it looked like a good hit, but as I saw coming up, the arm was right up under the chin, right around the face mask area.
Wow, so a huge loss for Maryville as number 97, that is D'Angelo Collington, a senior defensive lineman from Irvine, North Carolina, will have to exit the remainder of the ball game. They say that he was targeting as he hits the quarterback in the helmet. So you're not able to do that. It's a 15-yard penalty, and 97 is ejected from the game.
Yeah, Ethan, I really don't know about that. Watching the hit, I don't see that was a targeting call enough for a disqualification. The quarterback had just released the ball, so I don't necessarily see either on that how you would call that a roughing the passer because it was still part of the play in the flow. It wasn't like the quarterback had thrown and the defender took 3 or 4 more steps before hitting him. He was kind of coming up for it. Those are always questionable calls right there to me as well.
Yeah, and I think it's a questionable call for Coach Hayes as he's over talking to the referees. He does not agree with the final call, and he is letting them know about it and making sure they pay attention on both sides of the football because, I mean, I agree with you. It looks like a clean shot. It looks more like he was down a little bit further, maybe right under the helmet around now near the chest, but the referees didn't see it that way, so it was a personal foul. It will move the Vikings into really good field position now with the ball on the 17-yard line. And the last thing you want if you're Maryville is to allow this Vikings squad to get in the end zone and score because then it'll become a 2-possession game.
Correct. Yes, we're going to have to hold them here. And it looks like Dale is back in the game as well, Heath.
So they hand the ball off to Collins. He'll bounce it to the left side. Doesn't seem much as Maryville gets to him quickly. He'll gain a yard or two. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, Maryville's going to really have to tighten up here and hold this, make it, if nothing else, hold Berry to a field goal.
Yeah, if you hold them to a field goal, still a 1-possession game, but definitely do not want to see them in the end zone for a touchdown. They're going to hand it off to Collins. He's going to get around one defender who had him in the backfield. That's number 35 for Maryville. Christopher McKenzie almost had him wrapped up for a loss, but unable to bring him down, and Collins able to squeeze through. He may gain another yard. It's now 3rd and about 7.
Yes, and Collins is very hard. His frame and all, kind of a smaller guy, but looks pretty rock solid there, but just really hard to get a good grip on and hold on to. And he was able to shake off the initial tackle, but Maryville College got in him quickly after that.
Yeah, a little bit of pop from Collins, but also very elusive. Dale sees nothing. He tries to look to Collins' way, but before he can, he gets drilled in the backfield, and that time, no flag on the play. Clean hit and sacked by number 98 of Maryville. That is Tavon Johnson, the junior defensive lineman from Smyrna, Georgia.
Very good play on that. Maryville really defensive line, pushing the offensive line back, got into the face of Dale and got him quickly. Good stop from Maryville College. Looks like they're going to go for 3 here. Exactly what I was saying, try to hold them right here and keep it at 3. And we have a flag.
And we are awaiting the call. looks to be a substitution infraction on the defense. So that'll give them a little bit better of a field position to try to attempt this field goal for the Vikings, and it'll bring up 4th and 8. Ball on the 15-yard line, but we are in the rain. Not a lot going in regards to the wind, but the rain may play a factor as the snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So now the score with 12:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Berry 30, Maryville 24. So Maryville still only down by 6. If they're able to get it down the field and score a touchdown, they tie the ball game. With an extra point, they take the lead. So you really hope that this offense can continue to start to get some things going. We really started to see some life in the last offensive drive. Unfortunately, just 1 or 2 little mistakes here and there really is what preventing them from putting that in the end zone. More than likely, I think we'll see Adamson continue at quarterback.
Yes, Heath, I think we probably will. I was looking to see if I saw the offense getting together, anything huddling up before the start, but so far didn't do that. A good, good plays by the defense in stopping and holding Berry to a 32-yard field goal, but right now it's really time for the offense for Maryville College to step up and get going. It looks like, again, we have Decker and Williams back to receive for Maryville College, as number 30 for Berry College is getting ready to kick off, and that's Trey Gregory.
I know they don't usually use him on offense, but if there was someone I would want in the ballgame at this point in time, it would be Ethan Williams. I would try to bring him in on offense and see if I could use a little bit of trickeration just to add another playmaker to that side of the football. But Gregory gets the kick, and it's a deep one, and back to receive is Williams. Let's see if he can get some positive return yards here. He's going to get to the 20, around near the 25, but he's going to be pushed backwards. He escapes a defender, escapes another, and he actually probably cost the team about 15 yards there. So he got to near the 25-yard line, tried to get a little fancy with it, tried to spin around and run all the way back and around. And as he runs backwards, he loses about 15 yards, and Berry brings him down.
But we may be doing this kickoff over again, Heath. There's a flag down about where Berry kicked off from.
Yeah, more than likely what that will be is what we saw in Maryville earlier in the game, and probably an onside or offsides by the kicking team.
Okay, they're just going to add it on. All right. But yeah, I agree with you that he did cost some yards. He broke free. He thought he might be able to scramble and get away, but they got on him very fast and ended up losing about 15 yards from what he originally had.
And Hayes is talking to the referees, wondering, hey, if it was offsides, why can't we re-kick it instead of it be added to the tackle?
And Maryville has told the referees that's what they want, and it looks like they are going to re-kick the ball here.
So they will be allowed to re-kick it, and that is certainly something Maryville College wants, as that return was not in their favor.
No, it wasn't. So get another try here, see if we can't maybe open it up a little bit better and maybe get down the field this time with a good kick return. Again, Williams and Decker are both back from Maryville College.
So again, getting ready to kick the football for the Vikings is number 30, Trey Gregory. And back to receive still for the Scots, number 1, Ethan Williams, and number 34, Kayshawn Decker. Decker, a freshman running back with a lot of speed and definitely a great duo back there between him and Ethan Williams. We'll see what the Vikings decide to do here. I would almost think about maybe doing a line drive or maybe a pooch kick, so just that way it doesn't get into the hands of Ethan Williams, because if he's able to find a hole, he will make you pay. But this time it goes to Decker, so Decker was able to take it around the right. Ethan's trying to set up a block for him, and he does. Decker misses one, but finally brought down at the 34-yard line. And if you're Maryville, you're extremely happy that the Vikings were offsides in the last kick, because you went from being around the 15-yard line on the last kickoff to around the 35.
Yes, definitely. That is a much better field position. Unfortunately for Decker, the way he came on that kickoff and he got knocked around, spun, thought he was going to break away. Unfortunately, he spun right into another defender and they stopped him. But very exciting to watch this young man run with the ball.
And Scott looks like Hayes is putting some trust in his veteran quarterback as Diggs is back in the ball game. And Diggs is going to hand the football up the middle for a gain of 2, and that ball will be handed off to number 34. Looked to have been Kayshawn Decker, and it is Kayshawn Decker on the carry, and he'll gain 2.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned that Maryville, though, Heath is going back to just trying to run up the middle on Berry. And again, it goes back to knowing that Berry had a really good defense, and apparently they've already shown today that their front line is good at stopping the run. Number 34 for Berry College, though, gets on the quarterback really fast right there and brings him down. And that was Lewis for Berry College. Got past the offensive line really fast and almost had a sack.
Yeah, he almost did. They tried to run another screenplay, and that's something that just hasn't been successful. I mean, a lot of times when you get a heavy rush, you try to offset that with a screen, but, I mean, Barry's read it perfectly every time. It's 3rd and 8 now for Diggs. He drops back, has a little bit of time in the pocket. He'll fire it across the middle, but overthrows it, and Siegel tries to jump up and make the grab, and it goes right through his hands as that ball was about a foot over his head.
Oh, yes, it was. It would have been a great first down right there. Just rushed the pass and got a little too much air under it. And again, unfortunately, back to a 4th down, now 4th and 8.
So 4th and 8, this will force Maryville to punt, and you know, last possession, Barry was able to get it down the field and get a field goal. They lead by 6 with 11:22 remaining in the 4th. If you're Maryville, it's extremely important that you stop Barry College here and do not allow them to score again.
Yeah, oh, beautiful, beautiful tackle there by number 6 for Maryville College on Austin Haight, number 7 of Barry. That was Marshall on the tackle right there for Maryville College. And Haight didn't have anywhere to go. As soon as he caught the ball, Marshall was right on top of him.
Yeah, huge play that time by the Maryville College punt team. And sometimes special teams can make all the difference. And they came up big right there, pinning the Vikings back and putting them at the 11-yard lines.
Maybe this will be a really good start, kind of spark the Maryville players again for the second half.
This time, Tate Adcock back in the game as Dale may still be struggling a little bit with his leg. He has been limping off and on through the ball game. So Adcock comes in, he hands the ball up the middle to number 4 of Berry College. That is Austin Lowe. And Lowe with a short gain, maybe a couple inches on the play, so 2nd and long.
Oh, Williams almost with another chance for an interception. Went off the hands of the intended receiver and just out of the reach of Williams as he turned to try to make a catch and intercept that pass, Heath.
Twice now, Ethan Williams has had an opportunity to come down with an interception. And such a big playmaker on this defense and great awareness, reads the football very well. I'm sure he would have liked to have come down with that one and given his offense some great field position. But it will be 3rd and long. Let's see if they can get another big stop here and get the football back for their offense. So Adcock drops back. He'll have to step up into the pocket. He has a clean lane to throw, and he fires it, but he throws it just a little bit too far in front of number 9 of Berry College. And that is Tristan Klein.
And that's exactly what we needed right there, Heath, is a 3 and out. Stop them, kicking from their own 12-yard line. Good opportunity here as Ethan Williams is back to receive from Maryville to get some yardage and get up close to there, and let's see if we can't get this lead back here.
So an opportunity to now give Maryville some really good field position after the big punt and even better tackle made from the punt team that pinned them back. They stopped them and didn't allow them to move the football almost at all that time. And so now they punt the football, and it's Ethan Williams is going to come down with it at the 49. And he's going to get it to around the 44-yard line. So not necessarily a big gain for Ethan Williams, but a big spot there on the field and great field position.
Yes, Heath, and tackling on that for Berry was Chandler Polk, number 2, and number 19, it looked to be Cal Drummond or Kent, as they were all over him. As soon as he got it, he got what, about 4 yard return before he was tackled and wrapped up.
It's now 1st and 10. Diggs still in the ball game at quarterback. So really relying on this veteran leadership and trusting him with the offense as Adamson's coming off and on and really sparks some life. But, Coach Hayes really, telling that quarterback, hey, made a few mistakes, but, this is your team right now. It's time for you to step up and make something happen. Diggs drops back. He fires it, and it is complete. And what a catch by number 82 of Maryville College.
Yes, it was. That was an excellent catch. Way to get up in the air on that and bring the ball down. It wasn't much of a gain, but it was maybe something to. Every little positive is a spark, and
Yeah.
that's what they're shooting for.
And that pass was caught by number 82, Donovan Lewis, the freshman. He actually fell, and as Diggs was throwing it, he jumped back up and jumped way up in the air and was able to bring it down and recover it. So great recovery by the young man. Now they're going to hand the ball up the middle and trying to power their way through is number 3, Elijah Chenier. He's going to get 1 or 2, but the running game still up the middle is just not doing much for the Scots.
No, and I'm really concerned or curious as to why we're continuing to do that when we know we're not really getting anywhere and we're not spreading Barry out enough to maybe open up that gap a little bit more in the middle.
Yeah, one of the things you'd really like to see is a little bit more passing on the outside and allowing them to spread out that defense. And then once they do, maybe look at a halfback draw instead of just a straight handoff. But it looks like their defensive lineman looks to have jumped and then caused the tackle to jump in and return. And so we'll see which side they call it on. Is it going to be a false start on the offense or an offsides on the defense?
Yeah, Heath, and that was Joshua Knight, a junior out of Riceville, Tennessee, McMahon Central, that caused the Maryville player to jump. Austin is the defensive end there, defensive lineman for Barry. Looked to me like he should have been the one called, but
absolutely. And you see Coach Hayes go over to the referee, and you can see him even from here say, if he moves, we move. So I don't understand, and certainly we don't understand either, but unfortunately it does move Maryville College backwards. It's 3rd and long. Diggs drops back, has a little bit of time, but now he decides to scramble. He gets to the left, tries to cut it back up, but not a lot of footing there, and he slips and falls. It's going to be 4th and long.
Yeah, Heath, and again, kind of making you wonder, when you're driving the ball so well, and then we switch quarterbacks up again, and we start stalling all over again.
Certainly can play a factor into the flow of the offense as you continue to switch up like that, and hopefully they'll be able to get a few things figured out. No matter who's in the game, you just want to be able to see them, effectively move this football team down the field and successfully get some points on the board.
Oh.
A fumbled punt, and it is not looking good as that punt was, I guess the ball was wet as that time number 27 of Maryville College, that is Kenneth Horn, is unable to come down with the football. It falls in front of him. He has no time, so he has to fall in the football, and now Barry College with some good field position.
Yeah, Ethan, like you said, probably wet, but the ball went right through his hands, hit him right in the face mask of the helmet. Looked like it stunned him for a second, and then he tried to reach down and pick the ball up. By then, he had a swarm of, or a clan of Vikings all over him, and unfortunately, right now, it's really flipped the field position again. Williams again with almost a 3rd chance for an interception there.
Yeah, Adcock still in at quarterback as Dale is on the sidelines, and Adcock drops back, fires a really beautiful pass down the field, just a little too far for his receiver. Ethan Williams a little bit faster and almost had a chance with that interception as he dives out and is almost able to recover. So now it is 2nd and 10. This time he's going to hand it off to his workhorse, Collins. Collins is going to squeeze through and get a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, again, Collins just running off that right tackle side, hitting around the edging, and getting some good yardage. Maryville still, again, now with being 3rd down and about 7, needs to have a good stop right here. Let's get the ball back and try to get it back down the field.
3rd and 7. They're going to hand it off to Collins, and he's going to go nowhere. Great read by the defense, and that play was made by number 20 at Maryville College. That's Jalen Joyce, the sophomore 6'6", 230-pound defensive lineman from Columbia, Tennessee.
Yeah, an excellent play by Joyce, and Trent Crumley was right there with him as well, helped to finish off that tackle, and now we've got fourth down for Berry College, and they're punting. But fourth down is getting, or fourth quarter is getting closer to the end here as we're getting closer to the 7-minute mark, Keith.
Yeah, so now about 7:13 and counting off the clock in the fourth quarter. Berry College 30, Maryville College 24. Maryville was able to have great field position, but then a muff punt, and now Berry College has been able to flip the field. So Ethan Williams now will be back, and he does fair catch the punt by the Vikings, but that will put Maryville College at the 10-yard line and 90 yards to go if they want to put the ball in the end zone and tie the ball game or try to take the lead.
Right, and right there, Heath, though, is such a kind of a no man's land area because you don't want the ball to go and die at the 1 or 2 yard line. You don't want the defense to be able to stop it, but you back yourself up so much towards the goal line. Do you let it go and hope it goes in the end zone and take your chance, or you just go ahead and take it there?
Yeah, tough spot there for Ethan Williams to make a decision, but now Adamson back in the ball game, and he'll on an option play pitch it out to Chenier, and Chenier will gain around 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. So a little bit better that time. Instead of trying to run the football up the middle, they decided to try to use some speed, get on the outside, push it out, and allow Chenier to use his athletic ability. He does right there and gets 2 yards.
Yeah, it looked like they're respecting Adamson's ability to run because the defender stayed with him the whole time and went after him just right before he pitched the ball out. So they do know this quarterback will run, and it looks like we got a good run at him here for another first down.
Yeah, patient read by Adamson, and he is down, and he took a weird hit that time as he was getting near the first down yard marker. He was trying to make a decision on what he needed to do. He decided to get down, but instead of sliding, he kind of took a knee. And as he took a knee, the defender came on the right side and just kind of hit him and turned him sideways. And that knee on the ground, that leg kind of turned awkwardly as he kind of twisted and then got brought to the turf. So tricky, certainly difficult play there for him to make that decision, but definitely not how you want to land. And now he's going to the sidelines because of that knee.
Yes, Heath, and he looks walking off on his own power, so hopefully he'll be able to shake it off here in just a minute or so. Looks like we've got, excuse me, looks like we've got
Adam Diggs back in the ball.
Yeah, thank you. I lost his name for a minute.
So Diggs now back in the ball game for Maryville, and you hope that he's able to spark some life and get some things going as he's in the shotgun formation to his right. And now running the football is number 3, Eliza Chenier. Chenier will bring it up the middle, gain a few. It'll bring 2nd down.
Right, looks like maybe about a 3-yard, long 3-yard, short 4-yard gain there.
The ball is at the 26. 2nd down, 6 to go.
Diggs will drop back, sees nothing, takes it on his own, goes up the middle, gets a first down for the Scots. That'll bring him past the 35-yard line to around the 36.
Very good run on that, Heath. He basically appeared to be a quarterback draw as he took a step back again like he was going to pass and just charged right through the middle of that line. Maybe Maryville has seen something now and starting to utilize what knowledge they've had on and what they've seen Berry College do so far.
So 1st and 10, Diggs gets it. He hands the ball up the middle. This time it's going to be to Decker, and Decker's going to gain a few. It's going to bring up 2nd down. The biggest thing I'm seeing right now, and the thing that's really going to help this offense be more successful, is these quarterbacks just have to quit thinking so much. They've got to move faster. Adamson, when he has the ball, he's getting it out of his hands quick, or he's making a decision quickly about what he needs to do. Diggs did it last time when he saw nothing and very quickly ran instead of taking more time in the pocket. So now it's 2nd and 8. And Diggs will get the ball, and he'll drop back. Sees nothing. He scrambles around 1, gets around another, follows his blockers, and does a great job of cutting up when he needs to. It's now 3rd and about 5.
Yes, good run there, Heath. And I've noticed one of the things, too, with this is, at least on this drive starting out, is the fact that when we allow our offensive line to kind of open up some holes a little bit better, We have better runs instead of just getting the ball and trying to blast a hole that's got a big congregation of people right there. Let's a little bit more patience, see the hole and run through it. We're getting better yardage then.
Offense stops, looks towards the sideline, and gets the play. They'll get themselves readjusted. 3rd and 5, ball on the 41 with a little over 4 minutes to play. Diggs is going to he's going to fake the handoff. He's going to fire it to the outside. It's complete. That is going to be to the freshman, number 82, Donovan Lewis. But Lewis goes nowhere as he tries to get to the outside and slips and is brought down. And it'll bring 4th and 5, and now here comes the punting unit.
Yeah, just when it looked like we were getting a little bit of momentum, and again, we just are just not getting anywhere. Berry College is a very fast team, and they're getting to us quickly. Been watching Adamson on the sideline. He's still being very gingerly walking on that knee. Looked like the medical staff had been talking to him and trying to get him maybe to just walk some of this off.
So a good punt that will take a Scots bounce and roll its way to the 10-yard line. And so very nice job from the Scots of flipping the field position. It'll put the Vikings on the 10. You really hope here that this defense can get a quick 3 and out, get the football back, and give their offense hopefully the football around the 50 or 45-yard line.
Oh, yes, definitely, Heath. A good 49-yard punt there by home as well to get the Vikings back there, but now we're starting to slowly run out of time here.
Yeah, 3:23 and counting off the clock here in the 4th quarter. And the Vikings lead by 6, and Collins is blasted by a few Scots there as they'll bring him down after only a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 as we're really continuing to monitor sidelines, trying to see how Adamson is doing. And he is currently being looked at still by the athletic trainer, but it looks like they may be trying to look at some kind of tape-up situation to kind of help him and be able to get him back on the football field for this, hopefully a chance at a last offensive drive. But 2nd and 8 for the Vikings. They're going to give the ball up the middle to Collins. Collins will be brought down after gaining a few. It'll be about 3rd and 4.
Yeah, again, their workhorse is trying to get a few more yards. Watching a little extra work here out of Ethan Williams here, and number 12 for Berry College, the wide receiver for them, is Kimsey, as he's taking a couple little extra shots at Williams, and Williams just kind of putting his hands up, trying to, show the referee he's not doing anything. Did notice the referee was talking with the Berry College player a little bit, but kind of a little heated as you got a close game here, 2:35 left, that's just going to happen during a football game.
Yeah, you're going to certainly see a little chippiness here and there, especially in a close game like this, but you definitely want to make sure you watch out for getting any personal foul calls, and Ethan Williams trying to make sure that he doesn't cost his defense anything and helps them and helps his team. So it is 3rd and 4 as both teams come back onto the field. Tate Adcock still in at quarterback as Dale may not re-enter this ball game. I think they've decided to keep him out of the game after he's been kind of favoring one of his legs. So Tate Adcock at quarterback, Collins still in the backfield, and you wonder if they're going to try to get Maryville to jump off sides. They do. Maryville will not fall for it as they tried to go on a 2 count there. Maryville will not jump. Adcock now is forced to look at the sidelines and get the new play from the coach. One of the things you're going to want to look out for here is a Collins. Make sure if he gets the ball, you get him quickly. Adcock looks down the field. He throws it, but it's knocked incomplete by none other than Ethan Williams. And you talked about it a minute ago. There's been a heated battle throughout this ball game between number 12, Kinsey, and number 1, Williams. That time the ball's thrown to Kinsey, and as soon as he's coming down with it, Ethan Williams comes behind him and just blasts him and puts his hand up in the middle and knocks the ball loose, incomplete in a big play by the preseason All-American.
Yes, it was, Heath. A great play there by Williams, and way to get his hand in, knock it down. The other thing, too, going with that is let's stop the clock. We've got it at 2:30 right now, and we've got Berry College having to punt to us, so Maryville still got some life here going.
So a nice punt that's going to make Ethan Williams run for it, and he's going to get out of the way as The Vikings got down the field quickly and did not allow him any room to run, so he moves away. The ball takes a Vikings roll past the 40, around the 35, and that is where the Scots will take over. And that's as good a field position as they're going to get now at this point after a really good roll from the Vikings. It's 2:19 remaining, and this is probably the last offensive drive and last chance they have to take the lead and win this ball game.
Yes, I believe so. 2:19, like you said, left on here. We've really got to get something going here, and Diggs has really got to show his maturity and leadership with his team and take them down the field and win this ball game here.
Try to get the Vikings to jump off sides. They don't do it. They almost do, but unfortunately are able to recover for them. And Diggs now gets the play from the sidelines and moves his offense around, make sure everyone is where they need to be, and he will get the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look down the field, but then he's going to turn and fire it quickly to Chenier. Chenier to the 40. Chenier bounces off a defender. Keeps his feet turning, and it takes 3 defenders to shove him out of bounds, but not before he gets the ball near the 43-yard line, and that'll be second and about 2.
Yes, very good effort, good play. Looked like they drew him just enough up that he could get it up and over the defense and get it over to Shamir. And Shamir with a good hard run, taking 3 Berry players to have to bring him down there.
Second and 2, minute 45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Maryville down by 6. Diggs drops back. He's going to do the same thing and throw it off to Chenier. Chenier up the middle. Now he's going to take it, and he's going to bounce it outside, and he will get out of bounds in a Maryville College first down. Good play by the Scots.
Yes, it was, and he got down at the 47, Heath, of Maryville College. Again, stop the clock. We've got a minute 37 left, and another first down.
So first and 10 for Maryville. Clock is stopped. It's a minute 37 remaining here in the game. They're down by 6. Chenier still in the backfield with Diggs. It's to the left of Diggs. Diggs is going to get the handoff, and he's going to drop back. They're going to throw a screen. This time they had a chance to get something going. They've struggled with the screen throughout the ball game. That time had something nice set up for Elijah Chenier. A good pass by Diggs, but Chenier just lets it fall through his hands.
Yes, he does, and you got to say probably part of that is weather, but again, too, you should be prepared to play a little bit in this kind of condition, knowing, before the game gets here what's coming up. But I think he more was concentrating on what was coming in front of him as he was fixing to, probably take a couple of hits there. Good catch by Michael Smith right there, getting Maryville down to the 37-yard line in a quick pass from Diggs.
Yeah, great job that time by Michael Smith. A little high of a throw there by Diggs, but Smith makes up for it, jumps up and makes a huge catch. It's first and 10. Diggs will drop back. He's going to fire it again quickly to Smith, and Smith loses the football, and it's almost intercepted, and luckily it's not, as number 7 of Berry College, that is, I believe, Austin Haight, almost comes down with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Smith right there, again, luckily for Maryville that it wasn't intercepted, but Smith had been really instrumental in the plays with Adamson earlier. It was like a really good duo between the two of them. Wide open right there.
Another opportunity there as Diggs drops back, fakes, and then he fires it down the field to Max Siegel. Probably should have led the receiver a little bit more running under the throw. Instead, he throws it up, and Siegel has to stop, jump up for it, and it goes right through his hands. So again, weather playing a factor as it's hard to come down with these footballs right now in these key situations. It's third and 10. We've got a minute 8 left in the ball game. Maryville down by 6. Berry decides they're going to take a timeout and talk things over. We're going to take one with them. We're going to take a quick break, and when we're back, we'll continue to bring you the last minute and 8 of action as Maryville is down by 6 and they have the football. We'll be right back. And we're back as both teams take the field. It's 3rd and 10. And this is a huge play for the Scots. This is 4-down territory, but you really would like to get a first down here. Diggs drops back. He throws it, and it looks to be broken up before the ball got to the receiver. But there's not going to be a flag on the play.
Well, Heath, and I'm really amazed at the fact of that because the ball had not reached the receiver when the defender had hit him in the back and knocked him off balance and towards the ground. That is a really bad miscall by the sideline judge right there. It was an obvious pass interference play.
Yeah, it should have been a pass interference. Should have been a first down for the Scots. Unfortunately, it's not. And here is where we really determine the outcome of this ballgame. Is this 4th and 10, and this is huge for Maryville. Diggs drops back. He fires it across the middle. And incomplete to Max Siegel. Again, had a defender in his way, and now we have the call as a flag is thrown. And more than likely, you're going to see pass interference right there on the defense.
That has to be called right there, Heath. The defender was all over him. Again, knocking the defender to the ground before the ball gets there. And I don't see how you could not call that. Luckily, the referee finally did call that. So we definitely know it's going to be a first down if it's pass interference.
Yeah, you really hope you don't see 2 missed plays in a row there where the defensive backs or the linebackers are all over these receivers. And that time they don't miss it. It's a great call. It's pass interference, exactly what we thought it would be. And guess what? It's a first down for the Scots, and that's going to be great for them as they're running out of time. We've got 59 seconds left in this ball game, and Maryville is down by 6. But that's going to move them forward. That's going to put the ball at the 24-yard line, so 24 yards away from tying this ball game with 59 seconds left. Diggs in the backfield to his left is Christmas. Diggs drops back. He's got a little bit of time, but then a great hit as coming out of nowhere is number 28 of Berry College. That is none other than Brandon Palmer, the sophomore linebacker from Columbus, Georgia.
And we have a timeout, Heath. Looks like Maryville College has called it. We have 52 seconds left, again at a 24-30 game with Berry in the lead.
So 52 seconds left. We've got a timeout on the field, and this is huge right now. Diggs starting to look impressive here at the end of the ball game and making some good passes and moving his team down the field. We talked about time for him to step up and really use that maturity and that leadership and really show why this is his ball club. So far he's done it on this drive, moving the team down the field. Some really good offensive play calls as well. A great pass interference call that luckily got us a first down on a 4th and 10. But now it's 2nd and about 15 or 16, I believe 16 now for Maryville. They find themselves in a hole with 52 seconds left. I'd really like to see them possibly look to try to move Diggs out of the pocket just to give him a little bit more time to move the football down the field and get this football down to some of his talented receivers. But it's 2nd and 16. Diggs in the shotgun formation, and he has Chenier back in the ball game to his right. Diggs will get the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look down the field. Not see anything. He's going to start to look to his left. He continues to run, escapes the defender, and then fires it out of bounds. Probably been a good chance for Diggs to just tuck it and run.
Yes, Heath, it looks like he had a lot of yardage to do that. Probably at least could have gotten closer, probably gotten out of bounds and gotten us back at least to where we're not about 16 yards for a first down. I don't know. Sometimes it makes you wonder a little bit, but the excitement in the moment of the game, sometimes you're just trying to get something going. Let's see what we can do here. I also have noticed that Adamson Heath is on the sideline. His ankle is wrapped. Looks like he's got some ice around that on his left ankle.
So 3rd and long. Diggs looks down the field and fires it to Max Siegel, and it's complete.
And he fumbles.
But Siegel loses the football after a huge catch by Siegel near the 5-yard line. What a big play for him. But then before he goes down, he loses the football as he's trying to escape a defender, and Berry will fall on top of it. And we've got 36 seconds left in this ball game, and I think that about does it.
Yeah, it's such an unfortunate break, such an unfortunate miscue on there by Siegel. Good catch. When he turned, it looked like his arm kind of came out with the ball. As soon as it did, he got hit by a defender. You saw it come out, and the only other players even in the area were all Berry College players. They pounced on it quickly. And unfortunate for Maryville College, looks like Berry's just going to run the clock out here.
Yeah, you really hate that for the young man after such a big play there. A really good catch, but unfortunately just unable to hold on to the football. You have to wonder, obviously, if the weather did play a little bit of a factor there, with that ball being extremely wet, and him unable to just keep that football tucked in, as Barry does a great job of getting their hands in there and stripping it loose. So it will be a substitution infraction on the offense of Barry. That will move them backwards. So now ball on the 2-yard line, and it's first down.
And Barry cannot really go into a victory formation here without getting a safety, which will turn around and have them punt. So Maryville College is definitely going to have to watch for him just trying to run up the thing. But who knows? Maybe we get lucky. Anything could happen. Still got 36 seconds left. Barry College is at their own 2-yard line. You can always hope.
Certainly, you can always hope that something will happen here, because now Barry, as you mentioned, not really able to go in the victory formation and drop back and take a knee, because if they did, they'd probably find themselves in the end zone, which would be a safety and 2 points for Maryville College, and then forcing Barry to kick it. Now, still that could be an option if they're willing to do that and to kick it deep and tell Maryville, hey, we're still winning, try to score on us. With limited time, but more than likely, what you may see here is them just try to kind of QB sneak it up the middle or hand it off to Collins and just try to get a few yards and kind of ice this game away. But it's 1st and 12. They're now back on the football field. Tate Adcock in at quarterback with Collins behind him. Now Tate Adcock is under center, and he will QB sneak it up the middle.
And it looks like Maryville has used their last time out, Heath, with 32 seconds left.
So Maryville takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back, as it looks like they are able to go in the victory formation now. They'll drop back, and Adcock will take a knee. And looks like that is going to do it. Everyone's starting to get ready to line up. It looks like there's some confusion by the referees, so we'll just take a quick second to make sure.
There was, Heath, I was watching the play clock when the clock was counting down, and right after they had snapped the ball, it was still showing like 8 seconds, 7 seconds left to run a play. And you knew it was pretty obvious it was already under 25 seconds when they had stopped the play.
Well, that's your ball game, as now the clock does expire. Your final score here at Honaker Field: Barry College Vikings 30, Maryville College Scots 24. As Barry does come back and overtake the Scots, and that will move Barry to 1-0 and Maryville to 0-1. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you the final statistics from today's ball game. We are back here on mcscots.com as your final score here in Honaker Field. Berry College 30, Maryville College 24. Maryville College overcame a 7-0 deficit, was able to fight their way back and lead at the half, but then Maryville did not score at all in the second half as Berry was able to put up 14 points in the third quarter and then another 3 in the fourth to come away with the victory. Your final team statistics: Berry College, 311 total yards of offense. That was 151 through the air, 160 on the ground. Maryville College, 299 yards of total offense, 226 through the air, and only 73 on the ground. Individual statistics for both teams on offense: Berry College's Slade Dale was 14 of 21 for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tate Adcock, 2 of 6 for 6 yards. Running the football tonight, Jacob Collins had 22 attempts for 112 yards and a touchdown. CJ Stone, 4 attempts for 22. Slade Dale, 10 attempts for 22. Tate Adcock, 2 attempts for 3. Austin Lowe, 2 attempts for 1. Receiving tonight, Trey Cerisi had 4 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. Stephen Winston, 3 receptions for 48. Mason Kinsey, 6 receptions for 30 yards and a touchdown. Jacob Collins, 3 receptions for 13 yards. Kicker Trey Gregory was 3 of 3 tonight on field goals and 3 of 3 on extra points for the Vikings. Moving on to individual statistics for the Scots, Adam Diggs was 15 of 25 for 126 yards and a touchdown, an interception. And then Kane Adamson, the freshman who came in off and on tonight, was 10 of 12 for 100 yards passing and a touchdown. Running the football, Elijah Chenier had 14 attempts for 39 yards and a touchdown. Kane Adamson, 3 attempts for 26 yards. Juwan Hill, 2 attempts for 5. Chase Christmas, 4 attempts for 5. Adam Diggs, 9 attempts for 4 and a touchdown. Keyshawn Decker, 1 attempt for 2. And Elijah Rachel with 1 attempt for 2. Max Siegel had 4 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown. Michael Smith, 6 receptions for 64. Elijah Chenier, 6 receptions for 47. Donovan Lewis, 4 receptions for 20. Keyshawn Decker, 1 reception for 7. Jordan Ligon, 2 receptions for 5. And Elijah Rachel, 2 receptions for 3. Kicker Ian Hubbs was 1 of 1 tonight on field goals and 3 of 3 on extra points. So that's your final statistical breakdown for the ball game, as your final score here at Maryville College is Berry 30, Maryville College 24. I'm Heath Dunkel alongside Scott Dunkel, thanking you for tuning in today to mcscots.com. Have a great week, be safe, and yes, unfortunately, that just happened.